Okay, trunks here are good. These trunks are high. I'm going to let you work on this belt line. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. God bless you both. Touch up.
They've been kept away from each other in a stare down all week. And there you see why. Mercifully, the talking will stop. And fellas, we're going to learn a lot in this first round. Deontay Wilder in the first fight, it was competitive. He threw 35 punches in that first round. In the second fight, Wilder only threw 19. Heavyweight championship of the world, third time around. Both men at their heaviest weight ever. Brian Kenny, Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Round number 1 in the third fight. And Wilder comes out, lands a jab to the body, and another jab immediately. Wilder already looks more active, and you have to like the look of that, Andre.
Yeah, he's trying to set the tone early, and I like that he's going to the body where it's easier to hit, and you got a greater chance to land it than you do to the head. So nice. Good move right now from Deontay Wilder.
Nice right hand to the body off the jab. A very different Deontay Wilder. We're talking 25 seconds, Lennox, into the first fight, into this first round.
Yeah, he wants to get it. He wants to punch down to his body, then bring it up to the head. Get him looking down and worried about the bottom of his body, and then come over the top with his right hand.
Wilder throwing that stick out. We have not seen a strong jab in a long time. We have not seen an outstanding work rate from Wilder in a long time. He looks outstanding in the first minute of this fight.
He's got Fury on his back foot a little bit, guessing, because he's not just trying to come forward. I'm talking about Wilder. He's being very successful with his approach coming forward.
If I was Tyson Fury right now, I'd be jabbing him back to the belly too.
Fury is trying to assess what's happening right now. He's looking at Wilder. Wilder, again, is turned a little more, you know, with his left side forward. So he's just showing that left shoulder and then snapping out a strong, long jab.
Wilder's going to be coming up top just here shortly with that right hand.
In these small bits of success that Wilder has had in these first two fights, it has come when he's been active. Now comes Tyson Fury, and he throws a right hand and then grabs immediately. Surprising. In the second fight, he would wall and put his body weight on Wilder. But the demeanor, the fighting spirit, already looks different from Wilder.
Well, Wilder has a game plan this time. He's not just relying on that right hand, and that's what we wanted to see unfold, to see what changes were made and what his game plan was going to be. And it looks like he's trying to set the right hand up.
Fury is very good at dodging that right hand, but Wilder throwing it is an outstanding sign for him.
Wilder should throw that jab to the belly, then to the head, and mix it up, not just to the belly.
Well, he's coming up top. He's just taking his time right now.
Already, Deontay Wilder throwing 12 jabs in this round. That is an outstanding sign. Again, Fury has not been damaged, but he's taken some body shots, and already these are scoring shots from Deontay Wilder.
Those aren't just scoring, but they're doing damage that show up as the fight progresses.
Fury knows he's in a very different battle. You can see in the look in his eyes, and as he lands a hook, stepping forward.
Stop! Let go! Let go!
Again, you can only control certain things, but you can control the work rate, and Wilder looks different in the third fight. 1-2 from Fury. He starts to get into a rhythm. We've been saying all night, we will learn a lot. Oh! Big 1-2 by Fury.
Let go! Let go! Stop!
Fury came in good with that right hand there.
Round 2. Scheduled for the championship 12. Wilder jabbing immediately. Fury not showing the same head movement that he did in the first fight, where he was constantly moving his head and feinting and double feinting.
Yeah, he's not moving his upper body or his legs like he was in the first two fights.
Wilder touched with the right hand and looked off balance. I don't know if he was hurt or just lost his way.
But I think Fury, like you said, Brian, was just processing because Deontay came out so sharp.
Yeah.
And he applied a game plan that he hadn't applied before.
Hard shot right on the belt. Right on the belt line. That's a legal shot. It's right over the belly button.
Wilder's telegraphing his right hand when he shouldn't be. He's got to set it up with the jab or something else, or a jab to the belly.
Lennox, you have to like the work rate, though, right?
Oh, yeah, I like
showing something here.
Well, I like the work rate. He realized the last fight he didn't go to the stomach and the belly. But this fight, he's definitely going to the belly. And I know that's Malik Scott telling him to do that.
But Wilder was brought along very slowly after winning the Olympic bronze medal. Started boxing at the age of 19. But again, by the time he fought for the title in Bermain-Stavern, he showed a good, hard jab. And that made all the difference in the world. He's gotten away from that, fell in love with his power, and has been really losing rounds over his last 5 fights. But he's able to bail himself out with his tremendous power. Fury, reeling back, does not want to get anywhere near that right hand. Fury back to showing respect. See that? He's like, no, 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 getting out of here.
See, that's what Deontay has to worry about, because Tyson Fury knows what he's trying to do right now and block that, and it's really block that jab to the belly and come back with a left right.
You're holding.
Good body shot. Russell Mora, good job.
I got you. Come on.
Mora getting in there and said, look, you can let those guys punch out of that. Let them box. Good job by Russell Mora.
Both fighters in that exchange are giving just as much as they're getting.
Nice right hand, Wilder able to touch him. Back comes Fury, and that's the second time, Andre, we've seen that. Fury lands the right hand and clutches.
Let go.
I don't think he's comfortable right now to let both hands go. He wants to kind of land a 1-2 and make sure he's secure and safe.
Hands are free.
And then reset.
I agree completely with what you said, Andre. I'm looking and thinking every time Fury throws a shot, you wonder if it's going to be the end of the night. You know, I mean, from both sides.
These are two big men.
Fury coming in 277 pounds.
Let him go. Let
Again,
him
he was
go.
256 in the first fight, where he was fighting more like a welterweight or a middleweight. But this time he's fighting like the huge man that he is. But Wilder has a lot more strength, a lot more of a fighting spirit in this bout.
Every time that Fury comes in, he's trying to throw that short uppercut inside. That was really successful with him in the last fight.
Round 3, and Deontay Wilder taking the initiative, but Fury has certainly had some very good, powerful answers on the other way. He's outlanding Deontay Wilder 19-12.
Now you see Fury getting into his signature feigning and moving, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to feint, freeze the opponent, and then come with the 1-2. Just like that.
Fury is very dangerous coming in with that right hand, no question. He looks powerful. Everything they throw, it could be good night. Stepping in with the jab, and now holding on to Wilder. And again, I'll repeat something, Lennox, that you said. I believe it was in the early rounds of that second fight. If Deontay isn't jabbing, Tyson will jab.
Yes.
But Deontay is jabbing and taking the initiative.
He's jabbing, he's also throwing a left hook. And this is what I want to see, a more variation of his punches.
Good jab to the body from Wilder.
Yeah, he can't go away from that. That was great work in the first round. He kind of got away from it in the second round. He's got to stay downstairs as this fight keeps progressing.
You know, it's going to be interesting how to score these rounds already. We're processing everything we're seeing. Larry Hazard is with us, but even in that first round.
Stop. Look at me. Don't put him in a headlock.
All right, Russell Mora said don't put him in a headlock, and emphasized that and insisted that Fury pay attention to him. Good job by the ref. Good stiff jab by Fury.
I don't know about not putting him in a headlock. If he ducks his head, I'm going to make sure he can't hit me while he's down there. So I'm not sure what Moore's talking about with that one.
Wild shots, big right hand. There's a signature right by Wilder. Grazing shot, but it's dangerous.
Okay, stop.
Also, every right hand Fury throws looks dangerous, Lennox.
Yeah.
That just grazed him, but wow, that's Wilder doing that. Good stiff jab by Tyson Fury. Wilder loads up on the right hand.
Took a shot right there. He just missed Fury.
Hey, look, you got to throw. That's your chance. Wilder tries. Fury's still good with his head, getting out of the way.
Wilder has to be careful that he doesn't exert himself throwing these right hands and missing. He's got to be more accurate with it. And where he wasn't missing was to the body.
I mentioned that first round is going to be interesting in how it's scored. In that Fury landed a beautiful right hand at the end of the round, but Wilder was really getting the better of it there. Another right hand. And down goes Wilder. Fury put him down with the right hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Put your hands up.
Fellas.
Come here.
He's hurt.
Can he step to Russell Mora?
You want to fight?
He says he wants to continue. That right hand so dangerous from Fury.
15
so much
seconds on
power.
the clock.
This time he hits him with another right hand. He nailed Wilder with that. 10 seconds to go. Can he survive? The champ answering uppercut by Fury. Another shot. Wilder out of control. Eats a hook. And another. And that's the round. Wilder has a minute to recover. Wilder's the boxer, and it's Fury who's the power puncher.
Yeah, Fury came in with a nice right hand. Caught him good. Wilder's doing a mistake by putting his head down. He's so big, he should not put his head down, especially Tyson Fury throws a good uppercut as well.
Got to jump back on Deontay Wilder. He's better than he was before the round ended, or when the round ended, but he's not all the way back.
Huge knockdown by Tyson Fury. Again, you have 1 minute to recover. Can Deontay Wilder recover? Does not look very solid as of right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look steady on his feet. He's walking around. He needs to keep his feet, you know, shoulder width apart. And on his toes, he needs to be on his toes.
But it's a fine line because Wilder's still dangerous.
Wilder is dangerous, but he's hurt. He's in the corner, and now the Gypsy King is mauling him once again, just as he did in the second fight.
This is where the Gypsy King should take a step back. Because he's got Deontay in the corner, Deontay can't go anywhere. This is where he should throw his combinations.
That's the third time Tyson Fury has put Wilder on the deck. Twice in the second fight, third round with a big right hand, the fifth round with a hook to the body. That was a right hand that put Wilder down this time around.
Let him go, stop! Stop!
Can't say it's not exciting, guys.
Yeah.
Wilder pawing now with the jab.
Stop! Let go, stop! Stop!
Fascinating change in this fight, where again, Fury is backing up a lot of the time, but answering with a jab and a right hand, and a thunderous, at times, right hand.
Let me tell you, that's the mistake when you throw power punches early. You get tired quicker.
Well, it's not just that, Lennox. You got to understand that Wilder has a lot more mass on him, too. Good body shot right there from Tyson Fury. So he's going to fatigue quicker than he even normally would without the mass.
Yeah, this is where weightlifting doesn't work for boxing. You got to do the right weightlifting.
Fury doesn't look steady, guys. He backs up now. Fury gets him up against the ropes. Although you have to say, Wilder shows real guts. Again, he never quit in the second fight. He didn't want it to be stopped. He protested immediately, and he got up and he survived that third round.
I'll tell you what, the ref's got his work cut out for him in this fight.
Gilmore's got to earn his money tonight.
And he's got the big guys, so he's doing a lot of pushing right
now. By Wilder! Beautiful shot! Down goes Fury!
Whoa!
Wilder with the answer!
He's hurt.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Put your hands up. Come here. Give me your glove.
Fury says, yes, of course I'm all right. Big right hand and a thunderous answer by Wilder. Fury is hurt. Uppercut and a hook. Wilder with his big chance. Can he get the title back? Big right hand from Fury.
Wilder's got to get...
And down goes Fury again.
He's hurt, fellas.
4.
Wow.
5. Over there. 6.
Fury back up. Final seconds.
8. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Give me your glove.
That's the end of the round.
Okay?
But he has to be ready. That's
Fellas,
the end.
that was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns. I don't know what that was about for more, but that was an extremely slow count.
Just when he looks wobbled, he answers with a thunderous right hand. Wow. Wilder lauded as one of the greatest punchers in heavyweight history, and proving it here again tonight. For Wilder to be that hurt and come back and knock down Fury twice, sensational.
He's always
just
dangerous.
sensational.
He's always dangerous.
3 knockdowns already in this fight. As we get into round number 5, heavyweight championship of the world, it has more than lived up to the billing already. Wilder looks slightly gassed, but he is still able to throw a big right hand from distance.
Let go. I got you.
You see the punches landed. I've got to, Lennox, I've got to just get it off the screen. let's count knockdowns.
Wilder wants to set his shots up. He doesn't want to waste any shots. Just in case Tyson Fury is able to recover, there's still a lot more fight to be fought because it's only the 5th round.
Good jab by Fury. Fury looks pretty good.
Yeah. He's not all the way back yet. He's not all the way back yet.
Now Wilder comes in. Wilder certainly has lost a little fuel in the tank. No doubt. He doesn't look as crisp, but those punches are hard.
When Tyson Fury got hit there, he basically took that punch.
Look at Fury. Beautiful left and right, straight up the middle, and knocks Wilder's head sideways.
That got his attention for sure.
Wow. These are big shots, big uppercut. Mora lets him wrestle out. They can punch out of that.
Your hands are free. Your hands are free.
On the ropes. Wilder tiring. That's 280 pounds of Tyson Fury leaning on Wilder. Round number 5, so much has happened.
Oh, good jab by Tyson Fury. He's got to get that jab going again.
Now Fury looks like he's back.
Wilder answers with the right hand. Just when you think one man has the better of it, there's another big right hand. Just miss. He is able to touch Fury with that right hand more than ever. Now he backs Fury into the corner.
Stop! Stop!
Furious, thunderous fighting for the heavyweight title.
Fury's defense does not look like he's on point like he was in those first 2 fights.
Yeah, he's not moving his head.
He looks like he's a little off.
Right.
And this is a game of interest, fellas.
In that first fight, Tyson Fury was able to miss with that right hand.
They both tried to go home early with that one.
Home run shots, final minute of round 5.
Fury has to get back to his boxing.
Okay, stop! Let go! No punches.
Yeah, he's come in as a puncher here, Lennox.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he's a puncher, but he's got to get back into the boxing. He's got to throw more jabs before coming back with that power punch.
Wilder's not allowed a lot of that. Again, when Wilder is active, Fury has to step back. He has to respect that power. But Fury has been the man with tremendous power. 3 knockdowns in the fight, 1 for Fury, 2 for Wilder. Tries another right hand.
Both fighters should keep going to that body. If you're going to be inside, you might as well make the most of it and dig a couple shots, short shots underneath.
So much has happened. The early jabs from Deontay Wilder looked like he had his fighting spirit back. The 3 knockdowns. Round 6. And Max, I'm with you. I thought this was a huge fight for Wilder's legacy. A win would make that second fight look like a blip on the record, but a bad night would make it a loss, would really call his whole reign into question. I think Wilder's answered beautifully here tonight, no matter what happens, but Tyson Fury has answered back as well. Amazing. 3 knockdowns in this fight.
Yeah, this is a huge fight for both fighters' legacy. Not just Deontay Wilder.
And it's a war of attrition already. Brian Kenny, Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward. Lennox, your thoughts as both guys look sometimes powerful, other times they look gassed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's conserving energy and basically coming out with the right punches at the right time. Right now, Deontay can't afford to miss punches and use up his energy. Tyson Fury is
winging power shots now, and Wilder almost takes a knee but does not.
Tyson Fury's coming in with that left right, also bumping you with the body right after it.
Deontay looks a little fresher than Fury to me right now. Even with the extra weight, and even with the extra mass, you wonder, but so far, so good.
All right, there's Larry Hazard. You see right there, he's got Wilder up 47-45 with the 10-7 round in the 4th. I don't see many 10-7s. 10-8 round the other way, Fury with the knockdown, and both men looked badly hurt. That's the other thing to emphasize here. Bombs!
Good answer from Wilder after the big right hand from Fury. Neither man wanting to give an inch.
Now they maul on the inside, no question. Deontay Wilder showed a hard jab from the outset, hard right hands, and has been able to back Fury up, but when Fury counters, it is nasty. Both men look badly hurt in this fight already. Barely climbing off the deck.
It's only the 6th round.
Yeah, halfway through, right hands. Wilder tries to weather the storm. Steps back in with his own shot. Fury starting to move his own head. Caught him with the right hand. Wilder back against the ropes. It didn't get him 100%, but it certainly clipped him. Uppercut.
There's that uppercut by Fury.
Now Deontay takes a knee, but he got forced down there. No, Russell Morris says that's not a knockdown. It was close.
He's trying to stop Fury from putting his weight on him.
I think that was the correct call, but others might argue. Hard right hand from Fury. He's got Wilder on the ropes. Wilder does not want to be there.
Wilder looks really tired right now. He's got to be careful because when he's throwing his punches, he's leaving himself open.
And they both look tired right now to me, champ.
No question. Final 10 seconds, round number 6. Haymaker from Wilder, but he's able to duck under that right hand from Fury. The dangerous right hand from the champion of the world. And round 7 here, 3 knockdowns. Wilder has put Fury down on the deck twice. Each time it looked like Fury might not answer the bell, but there's a hard shot again. And certainly Wilder, when he went down, it did not look good. Wilder's been down once, Fury twice.
Right, there are no guarantees in the heavyweight division.
You have to like the way Wilder has responded, though. After the beatdown, after all the excuses, fires his trainer, but he comes back like a man here tonight.
Wilder has to be careful. Although he's tired, he can't be throwing these wild punches. That's just going to exert him even more and leave himself open for Tyson Fury to counterpunch.
He does look tired, no question. Legs not as steady, not as sturdy as Tyson Fury's.
Stop! Let go!
Russell Moore, yeah, he's busy in there. A lot to do. Fury able to get out of the way, slipping that right hand. It goes back to the body.
Good body shot from Deontay right there. Brought the left behind the right.
Andre, I would think, though, that for Wilder to have a real shot, they've got to be at distance, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, he doesn't want Fury leaning on him where he's putting pressure on his back. That's hard. But inside, Deontay Wilder is giving just as much as he's getting.
Oh! Big right hand by Fury.
But Wilder's getting ready to try to land that right hand.
And that just grazed his chin.
Stop! Stop!
Even when Wilder is hurt, you can see him thinking, if he just gets closer, I'm going to land this right hand. He's always dangerous.
Tyson Fury hit him with a right hand, but he's smothering himself when he can't throw any more punches. He's got to throw that left, right, and keep the distance so he can
doesn't want to get hit with the counter.
It's a pitched battle here in the 7th round, heavyweight championship of the world. That looked low from Fury. Moore says move those shots up. Right hand cupping shot. Oh, now Wilder gets hit with the right hand to the side of his head. Enters back. There is a vintage right hand from Wilder.
This is where Tyson Fury needs to throw his punch. Deontay just threw 5 punches and missed. This is where you have to come back.
He landed there, landed the jab, landed the right hand. Wilder now fires back. Oh, there's Fury with the right hand. Wilder's hurt. Wilder's hurt. He wobbled. He almost fell over into the ropes. He is close to going out. Now Fury. What a round. There's 35 seconds left. Wilder looked like he was going to goodnight.
Wilder's looking tired. He has to keep that composure.
Takes a right hand again. Yeah, he is stumbling back toward the corner. But every time it looks like he's done, he has an answer. You wonder how often he can keep doing that.
And that answer is the big right hand.
What a fantastic round. Again, we talk trilogies, and you hate to compare anything to Frazier Ali or even Bo Holyfield, but wow, that round was something else. It's a war. Both guys look like they might not be standing in the next 30 seconds. Both are still throwing hard shots, and both showing incredible will to continue this fight at a high level. Wilder looks fairly wobbly, but he's still able to fire. Fury now looks like he has more energy, moving forward. Wilder backing up, eats a jab.
Wilder's moving the wrong way. He's moving right into the right hand.
And he can't be moving backwards either, Lennox.
No.
It's a dangerous place. He doesn't fight well. Backing up. Right hand by Fury. Wilder on the ropes.
Wilder looked very
fatigued.
fatigued.
That shot, but not the second right hand in the uppercut. Strafes the front of his face.
He looked very fatigued in that corner in between rounds. I think he's still trying to get his breath back. He's trying to catch a second wind right now.
Larry Hazard, our unofficial scorer, has it even so far. Again, I'll let him deal with that. You can't look away. This is a hard-hitting home run battle. Hard right hand by Deontay Wilder.
That's what Fury has to stop letting Deontay Wilder do. Wilder likes to take that big step forward to get maximum power, and for whatever reason, Wilder's right in line, Fury's right in line to get hit by the right hand.
Yeah, he should be taking a step backwards.
Landed with the hook. He got underneath. He was able to duck under the Fury right hand, but got hit with a combination. Wilder looks hurt, but he takes a step forward. Fury is landing hard shots. The will of both champions being tested. Wilder now backing up again.
Like I said, Wilder is moving the wrong way. Fury throws a good looping right hand that way. And Wilder has his hands down as well. He needs to keep his defense in check.
Right hand lands for Fury. Another right hand. Wilder is wobbled. He's got a minute to go in this 8th round.
Tyson Fury's got to push Wilder off of him, reset, and go right back to him right now because he's not only hurt, but he's fatigued.
Again, the judges could have this fight even. Larry Hazard has it even right now. Big right hand. You had the feeling this is not going to go to the scorecards, but we don't know.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think so either, Andre. I don't think so.
I'd be shocked.
No punches in the back of the head.
I mean, they're just wobbling around there now, but their upper half has a lot of fight left in them. Legs, I'm not sure about.
Wilder's taking some hellacious 1-2s from Tyson Fury, and he's answering with his own shots right now.
Again, Wilder is one of the biggest punchers in the history of the heavyweight division, but it's Tyson Fury who seemingly has the heavier hands here tonight.
Here comes Wilder.
He's just not there.
Yeah, once Tyson Fury has him missing, he's got to counterpunch him. He's got to hit him.
Snaps him back with the jab, but Wilder has enough energy to get underneath and slip the right hand. Tyson Fury outlanding Deontay Wilder 98-54. What's this now?
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
That's the doc?
I would presume so. He's the only man that can get in the ring. One of the ringside physicians.
Well, we're gonna see if Deontay's gonna be still throwing that right hand. Even if it's broken, he's still got to throw it.
Stop! Let him go. Let him go.
All right, Heidi Androl has just asked the corner of Deontay Wilder, and they say the right hand is fine, as Wilder fires a right hand to the body.
I don't think anything's wrong. If you watch Wilder's previous fights, he does that a lot. I think it's just a habit.
Okay.
See, he's doing it right now. He does it after each punch.
Wilder again trying to jab to the body. Again, that is an effective tactic. His jabbing has made a big difference in this fight. As Fury then lands a hard shot to the body. Again, it's become a battle, a slugfest. It's boxing, but it's slugging as well. I would say, oh, good combination. Fury drops his hands. Wilder clipped him. Deontay has such power.
Then Tyson Fury smothers Deontay Wilder to take some steam off the shot and to allow himself to recover.
Again, this is 277 versus 238. Biggest heavyweight matchup in history for the real heavyweight championship in the world. A little pawing jab there, two of them from Fury. Just wants to touch Wilder, moving back. That's a hard jab.
The jab is interrupting anything Wilder wants to do.
Excellent point, Lennox, no question. See, even when they're just kind of putting it out there, even if you throw it as a blinder, again, the punch that put Fury down for the 9 count, the 12th round, Wilder looks hurt. He came after a blinder of a jab from Deontay Wilder, then he put Fury on his back. You need the jab and the right hand. Wow, there's so many moments where I think Wilder is done, guys. So many, but he's not.
You got to give Wilder credit for standing up because he's not just hurt, he's fatigued and he keeps recovering and coming back. And he'll get hurt and he keeps recovering and coming back. You got to give him credit for that, but he's got to try to get his own shot in there to kind of take some of the play away from Tyson Fury right now.
And that's the jab. He's got to get that jab going. Right now, Tyson Fury has the jab going better than him.
Whoever commits to the jab and goes back to it, because they both kind of got away from it, is going to have the most success. They can rest while they're using it, they can set up punches while they're using it, and they can inflict punishment with the jab.
First fight was exciting, second fight was a beatdown. This fight's been thrilling.
Classic so far.
Yep, no question. Right hand from Deontay Wilder. Still has some pop on it. Fury backs Wilder into the corner, hits him with a hook. Right hand by Fury. The crowd is gasping when these guys hit each other.
Fury sneaks in that little uppercut in there. He's been doing that the last 2 fights, even this fight.
Wilder again doesn't look good. His mouth is wide open, sucking in that air. But he lands an uppercut on Fury as he comes in. He twists around now and gets Fury into the corner. Fury applies the body weight. Round 10. They have gone at it. Listen, battle the whole night.
Wilder's keeping his hands too low right now, and all Tyson Fury has to do, because he's a taller man, is jab.
Fury comes in, puts Wilder on the ropes. There have been so many moments where Deontay Wilder looks like, okay, he's going to wobble and just fall over. But he's got real guts, there's no question. Second fight I mentioned, he never quit. Big right hand by Fury. Wilder wobbled again, now he's in the corner. He's eating right hands, and a body shot from Fury.
That's a mean combination right there from Tyson Fury. He capped it off with a huge body shot.
And again, Andre, I've said it many times, but this man's a natural fighter. He's a boxer, he's a fighter. Fury keeps coming at you. Does things just naturally.
I just don't know how Deontay Wilder's standing up to this kind of punishment.
Stop punches, stop punches.
He is barely. And yet, he could still be in this fight.
He's a punch away. He's always a punch away.
Bernardo Osuna is telling us that Wilder's corner They're complaining about rabbit punches from Tyson Fury, but a lot of times I think it's Wilder bending over to the side and then just Fury chopping down.
Yeah, it is. You know, Wilder puts his head down when he has to keep his head up and his hands up as well.
This fight could end any second. I mean, it's felt that way the last 40 minutes, but it looks that way now too.
Wilder landed that uppercut at the end of the last round. He's got to try to get another shot in there. Those are shots that Fury, he's not looking out for, because that wasn't something Wilder showed in the first 2 fights. Wilder's got to get
by Fury, and down goes Deontay Wilder.
Big shot by Tyson Fury.
Deontay Wilder was off balance before he received that shot.
Can Deontay recover? 1 minute left in this round. Russell Moore, let him go. Heavyweight championship. Big right hand. Fury comes in for the kill. A lot of time left. Ooh. Big right hand by Fury. Wilder trying to hold on and survive.
This is where Fury should go to the body. When you got a guy hurt, the guy's expecting you to come back to the head, but if you go to the body, you're going to take more steam out of him.
Fury's got to give himself some space and try to land another big shot.
Fury landing uppercuts there and trying with the hook off the uppercut. Those are effective shots, but he's not getting a lot of pop on him. And now we're under 30 seconds to go. Wilder desperately needs to get to the corner and try to recover. Now Wilder fires back. What does he have left? Now uppercut by Fury. Deontay Wilder is on wobbly legs, and he wobbles again from a hook.
Tyson Fury's got to give himself some space right now.
Final seconds.
Oh, a bucket Tyson Fury right now.
Wilder with a second right hand, and then a hook. Now he answers back on the Gypsy King, and fires back on an answer at the end of the 10th round.
And here you see Tyson Fury catching Deontay Wilder when he was off balance. Oh.
As we go in now, the 11th round, 2 more to go. Maybe. This is Ward Gotti at the heavyweight level, which is saying something. Stiff jab by Tyson Fury opens up the action in round 11.
Stop.
These kind of trilogies, when there's bad blood and both fighters really want to prove that they're the best, you leave a little something of yourself in each one of those fights to prove that you are the best and you are the man, and both fighters are doing that in this ring tonight.
I think, though, too, Andre, I mean, Fury's winning these rounds, right?
Yeah, he's winning them. He's winning the majority of these rounds. And Wilder's having his moments at the end, but it's not enough.
Right on top of us. Sweat flying from Wilder. Wilder does not look good, but we've been saying that all night.
Wilder does not look stable on his feet right now.
Trying to stay up. Hard body shot by Fury. Has Wilder wobbling. 2 minutes to go.
Uppercut by Fury.
Right hand by Fury as well. Wilder somehow staying on his feet. Taking supernatural strength.
Fury throwing that uppercut again.
And down goes Wilder. And that's it. It's over. Russell Moore waves it off. He's not counting. The Gypsy King is the heavyweight champion of the world. In an all-time great heavyweight fight. Early in the round, Fury starts landing and starts doing damage. Body shot, and then he's going to come up top.
And at this point, when you're fatigued, you see the punch coming, but you can't really get out of the way of it. Both guys got extremely long arms. But Wilder has been taking those kind of shots for the past 5 or 6 rounds, and you think he's done, and then he answers, but he couldn't answer with this 1-2 from Tyson Fury. And Deontay Wilder went out the way that he wanted to go out in the second fight, on his shield.
That's a good point. Not only that, Russell Moore called the end to this fight with Wilder in the air.
Yeah.
Wilder did not even hit the canvas, and Moore said, no, that's it. That's it.
Game over.
He's seen enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch again here as we get into round 11 where it was stopped.
This is where the right hand comes across. Like I said, that right hand comes across on the left side of Deontay and catches him straight on the chin. And let me tell you, Deontay was a bit tired. He was tired. So, you know, exhaustion and everything caused him to stay down.
After the second fight, we did wonder, many wondered, hey, do we need to see a third fight? Well, yeah, we did. And then the next thing will be, are we going to see it again?
BK, that's how you close out a trilogy, brother.
Yeah.
That's how you close it out.
He is the winner by way of knockout, and he is still the undefeated WBC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
And this is Tyson Fury's era.
Dressing room, are there any questions? Any questions from 2 seconds? All right, remember, obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now, let's get to them.
Dan, just quickly before the bell, one fact that is important here, Tommy Morrison has never been past 6 rounds. He tired dramatically against Mercer. The question is, can Joe Hip avoid Tommy's power, especially the left hook, get through the early rounds, and take Tommy Morrison into the late rounds and test him, see how his endurance is?
We're not expecting much of a feeling out process here. These are 2 fighters that predominantly like to fight straight ahead.
One thing about Joe Hip, as you see right away, he is a southpaw, very rare in the heavyweight division. Tommy Morrison had a lot of trouble with the southpaw, a Soviet southpaw. Came back to knock him out, but was behind on all cards when he did. That was a different style southpaw. That was a cutie. Joe Hip is anything but a cutie. And even at 223, Joe Hip is not going to be a twinkle toes out there.
You're referring to Yuri Volin, who he fought back in April of 1991. That was actually on the Holyfield Foreman undercard.
Good body punch by Morrison. The left hook up top is his best punch, but his body punch is also, when he uses it, a telling punch, and especially you would want to test somebody who looks as soft around the middle as Joe Hip.
Well, Tommy Morrison, as we're well aware, has been hit before, but when his punches land, they just sound different than most fighters. He is just an impact puncher.
And the other thing, Dan, is everybody points out, well, he's had 32, has-beens and never was for opponents except for Mercer. And he knocked 28 of them out, big deal. But the fact is how he moved them. What happened when he hit him? He just explodes when he lands.
Right uppercut. Went right between the gloves of Hip and almost connected. Both of those blows by Hip landed on Morrison's gloves.
Already you see a little swelling on Joe Hip. And he just got hit with a Tommy Morrison jab. That is not a good sign. Because,
well, look where he's got his gloves, Alex,
yes,
below his chin.
Right, and especially the right.
And he doesn't have the hand speed to pick off those jabs. Right. Oh, another jab lands by Morrison.
Tommy said he has to learn how to not rely exclusively on his power. It might work for him at the lower levels of boxing. Well, not at the top. There's the hook.
A good sweeping left hook. A slow right hand by Joe Hip allowed that one to come over the top, and you saw it landed flush.
Might have noticed the knee brace on Joe's right knee. That is not any current injury. It was an old football injury that he just wears it just to prevent further injury.
He said he never even had an operation. It's just more psychological than anything else. Tommy Morrison did tire badly in the Mercer fight, although you get the impression that it wasn't so much from lack of conditioning. He's a tense fighter, Alex. He just is one of those people that every punch he seems to throw like it's his last.
Well, he says, Dan, that it was the stress of hitting Mercer with some of the best punches he ever threw and seeing Mercer still standing there, that he panicked. And that happens to a lot of fighters. I think Mike Tyson admitted it happened to him against Quick Tillis the first time he had to go the distance. But the fact of the matter is, I think also that Ray Mercer started to punch back in that 4th round, and I think those punches might have had more effect on Tommy than Tommy's admitted to us and even to himself.
We're inside the final 10 seconds here in the 1st round. This fight is scheduled for 10. Tommy Morrison and Joe Hip, stay with us. The bell rings and away we go in the 2nd round here at Bally's in Reno. That's Tommy Morrison on the left of your screen, circling to the top.
And another nice jab from Morrison. I mean, that's a punch. He wants to prove to himself that he can be a boxer, that he can be more than just a one-dimensional fighter.
And Joe Hip is eating it with regularity.
Yeah, Joe's available for the punch. I think I'd keep throwing it too.
Again, Morrison scores with a jab.
And Joe swelling, especially in the right eye, which is real dangerous because that's
a spectacular combination by Morrison, a pair of jabs and then a right. And for some reason, Joe Hip is carrying his gloves low and is just, as Alex said, making himself available.
We talked to Joe about, Joe, how are you going to avoid Morrison's power? And he says, I got to block it. I got to keep my right hand up to avoid the left. He just hasn't done it.
No, from a hand speed survey of what we've seen here as we move into the 2nd round here, there's clearly Tommy Morrison who's the possessor of the quicker hands.
Quicker hands, more power. The only question about Tommy, as we said, if he doesn't, if Joe stands up as he's doing now, And if Joe doesn't puff up so much that the doctor or the referee have to stop the fight, will Tommy be able to keep this pace up? Right now, it's a very measured pace. You know, he's not exerting himself. He's not going wild. First backward step that Tommy Morrison has taken.
Here in the second round, we have less than 1:30 remaining on the Russ Tough clock. Second round here between Tommy Morrison and Joe Hip.
Joe Hip just kind of fell into a right to the body there. He came inside with a scoring left hand and got out of the way of Tommy Morrison's punch coming back, which he hasn't done much of.
There's Tommy Burgetts in the corner, who is the trainer of Tommy Morrison, co-trainer along with John Brown
and a conditioning expert.
Yes.
Somebody who's worked very hard to get Tommy in condition, mentally and physically. And obviously, after a loss like the Mercer loss, the mental part is perhaps even more important. Hip a little bit more active here. Not as much coming back from Tommy Morrison. Awkward right hand by Hip.
Yeah, he tried to get inside after Morrison had sailed over the top.
One thing that you notice with Joe Hip, when he does jab, which isn't often, but when he does, he brings his jab back low, and that's just suicidal against the Tommy Morrison. You saw Joe Hip look over at the referee. Like, hey, pal, I'm in here trying to get the job done. Don't bother me.
Well, with that left hand of Hip as it came in, just a ponderous swing. Tommy Morrison under control and very measured here as we come to the end of the second round. Joe Hip is already starting to show the outward signs of being in a heavyweight fight. Tommy Morrison is unscathed for a good reason. Joe Hip has really not landed a good solid punch effectively the entire fight yet. As we move now into the start of round number 3. The jab of Morrison has been very successful. We're here at 4,500 feet roughly in elevation here in Reno, and Tommy Morrison, for one, changed his training. He went to Colorado Springs to the Air Force Academy. Normally he trains at Virginia Military Institute at a lower altitude. Good work inside here by the two fighters. But Bill Caton, the manager of Tommy Morrison, was very upset with Morrison for training in Kansas City for the Ray Mercer fight. Alex thought there were far too many distractions.
Yeah, Tommy admits now that he's going to fight camp, which he never did before, that Caton was right. That's all part of the way that Tommy Morrison has reacted to the loss. I mean, do you learn from it? Do you get better? Good left and a right downstairs by Morrison.
Morrison is throwing in combination. He's following that jab up, which is what you have to do.
One thing you have to say, although Joe Hip is puffing up, Dan, we're in round 3, and he hasn't looked close to being hurt. I thought the best punch, there you see Pete Roybal, his trainer. I thought the worst Joe looked was when Tommy scored a solid punch to his belly. He seemed to double over.
In the first round, right at the beginning of the
Tommy
fight.
really has not gone back to that.
Well, swelling and bleeding is nothing new to Joe Hip. He does it with regularity. So maybe we're more concerned about it than is he.
Yeah, but the time Joe had a shot at a big fight against Bert Cooper, that was really decisive. He was in the fight, but his eyes just closed shut, so shut that they had to stop the fight in a TKO in the 5th round.
We want to remind our local ABC stations that at the end of this round, we're going to take a station break. That, by the way, the Bert Cooper fight, the same night that Tommy Morrison was knocked out by Ray Mercer.
Good thumping body punch by Joe Hip there. See Joe trying to counter.
A sweeping
backing
move
up, giving ground.
You know, that move by Morrison, Alex, took him off balance, and Hip was too slow to take advantage of it.
A feint there, kind of an awkward feint, but you saw one good thing. There's a good sign. Tommy Morrison had his right up to pick off the Joe Hip left hand coming out of the break. Never back straight out with your hands down. Tommy backed straight out, but he had one hand up.
This is the end of the 3rd round. We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this word from our ABC stations. We begin the 4th round here in Reno, Nevada. I'm Dan Deerdorf along with Alex Swallow. We're ringside for a 10-round heavyweight fight between Tommy Morrison, who's on the left of your screen, and Joe Hipp to the right.
And for the first time in the fight, a little blood was drawn, and interestingly, it was on Tommy Morrison, under his left eye.
We're in the 4th round, as I said. The first 3 rounds, not totally dominated by Morrison in the sense that he hurt Joe Hipp, but I think, Alex, obviously winners on the scorecard for Morrison.
That's right. I think that's exactly right.
Joe Hipp was born in Browning, Montana, grew up in Yakima, Washington, and there's his wife, Barbara. And
Barbara knows how important this fight is also.
We won't be hearing many pro-Morrison quips from Barbara today. It is hard not to like the Hips. Good, solid people.
Joe Hipp is as likable a guy as there is in boxing. Soft-spoken, just a terrific guy.
And I'm wondering why we bothered to put a microphone on Barbara. We could hear her without it. Joe Hipp from a hand speed category is several notches below Tommy Morrison, but he's game.
But now he's also, as opposed to the early rounds, he's backing Tommy Morrison up. He's coming forward very, very slowly, but he is coming forward. Whether that's just Tommy Morrison wanting to draw him onto his punch, we'll find out. The key thing, I think, Dan, is that Tommy has not been dominant, as you pointed out. He has not exhibited. He's shown some of his punches, but they haven't had the effect they've had on some of the lesser opponents.
So Joe Hipp score a good left to the midsection of Morrison. Again, a reminder, if you just joined us, that Joe Hipp is a southpaw fighter, only the second that Morrison has faced professionally. And of course, facing a right-hander is nothing new. Hey, there's a good combination by Joe Hipp.
The best sequence in the fight for Joe Hipp.
And the left landed right on Morrison's chin.
45 seconds to go in round 4, and now you have to have questions about Tommy Morrison's step. He's hurt.
Another left hand by Hipp.
And he responded with a big left.
He sure did. You saw Morrison come in with it. And to say the tempo was picked up would be an understatement. But Joe Hipp, you can see it in his eyes.
And a big cut on the right eye of Tommy Morrison.
Senses that he has hurt Morrison, and Alex is right. Look at the blood come down the right cheek of Morrison from his right eyebrow. Well, things have become interesting here in the closing moments of the 4th round.
Tommy Morrison holding on, trying to recover.
The end of the 4th, we are scheduled for 10, and this thing just got fun. The medical report card on Morrison, he has a mouse under his left eye, but a cut over his right eye on the outside of the eyebrow.
And more important than the cut was how vulnerable he looked to a guy in Joe Hipp who really, as big as he is not a power puncher, Dan. He's really kind of an arm puncher.
Oh, a great uppercut by Morrison.
And the first one we've seen.
Oh, and a right to the chin puts Joe Hipp down. Hipp is up, beats the count. Draculich asking him if he can go on. That was a good, solid right uppercut, and then a right to the chin by Morrison.
From a man who's supposed to be
a right hand by Hipp, Alex.
From somebody who's supposed to be a left hooker. He's using his right hand better than we've seen.
We're in the 5th round, a little over 2 minutes.
And you notice Joe Hipp is not holding on. And he really hasn't gone in the survival mode. I mean, he kind of looks like a guy who's looking to throw punches back. He's busted up in the mouth.
Yep, Hipp bleeding from the mouth. Oh, and Tommy Morrison, a double right hand. And Joe Hipp better protect himself.
Now we'll see if Tommy Morrison can finish him. If he's got enough left. He looked tired in the 4th. Another half hook, half uppercut with the right hand by Tommy Morrison.
And Hipp better put himself, Alex, in more of a defensive mode. As you say, either by hanging on. And Tommy Morrison, a double right hand. You see Hipp look over at Draculich, and I don't know why.
I think he might have thought the punch went around a little bit in the back of him. Rabbit punch maybe. Joe's looking for anything right now. He's looking for a bell, and he's got a minute 20 till he gets there, and his mouth is open. He is a brave, game fighter, Joe Hipp.
And Tommy Morrison is becoming more deliberate here.
Yes, and this is interesting. He's taking his time because I think he remembers back to the Mercer fight when he had Mercer hurt and punched himself out. He is clearly pacing himself.
And that was a scoring left hand by Hip. Ooh, and an off-balance combination by Hip that does nothing. Inside a minute remaining here in the 5th. And I wasn't sure we were going to get to this point. Morrison knocked down Hip in the early stages of this round, and it almost looked like Hip wasn't going to beat the count, but he did. Alex, can Morrison be deliberate to a fault?
Well, you know, he knows his body a lot better than we do, and he might sense that he was getting real tired. I mean, he expended a lot of energy, and he may be right. He may be exhausted right now and looking to let his tank fill up a little bit. It's a great thing for Joe Hip, allowed him to survive this round, and it looked for a moment like there's no way he could.
This fight is scheduled for 10. This is the halfway mark.
Knocked down in round 5. Watch the right hand from Morrison. Shows the left, and then boom, like almost a right hook. It was not a straight right hand. It put Joe Hip down.
But the scoring uppercut by Morrison just prior to that is what really softened up Joe Hip, who is bleeding a great deal from the mouth. And Alex and I were both talking to each other during that commercial break about the admiration we have for Joe Hip. It would have been easy to not get up, Alex, after being knocked down.
You know, he's a game guy. He knows this is a huge fight for him. If he can somehow get in the late round, somehow have Tommy Morrison just faint from exhaustion, I mean, it just changed his whole life. And he's fighting as though it depended upon it.
Good left hand by Joe Hip.
One interesting thing, Dan, Tommy Morrison has never scored a knockout past this point in round 6. He was knocked out, but he's never scored one after the 6th round. I'm sorry, after the 5th round.
I was going to say, he's never gone beyond the 6th round.
That's right.
As hard as that is to believe for a man who has had 33 professional fights, Tommy Morrison has never seen the 7th round of a professional fight.
Scoring left hand from Joe Hip there. Not much coming back from Tommy Morrison. He is clearly, another left hand from Joe Hip.
Boy, and that one was right there. And you can see it has backed up Morrison. Oh, and another good combination and a retaliation by Morrison. But a good pair of punches by Joe Hip. And I'm sure Tommy Morrison right now is thinking to himself, my life would be a lot simpler if this man would have stayed down after I put him down.
This is Tommy Morrison at this point. Could change any moment. At this point, he's in a survival mode. His mouth is open. He is very tired, and he's waiting for a second win.
Well, he won't get a break for a minute. 1 minute remaining here in the 6th.
Oh, those combinations that he just tried and fell short were pathetic. I mean, he was just pushing him. Look, there's no snap. There's nothing on his punches at all. We're just past the halfway point in this fight. And the power that Tommy Morrison has in the early rounds, he has not, at this stage, been able to carry here into round 6. But Joe Hip knows, and we should know, that it can come back in a flash at any moment.
Joe Hip has been the aggressor here in the 6th. He has apparently stemmed that flow of blood from his mouth. There's a good right hand by Morrison, but while it scored, it didn't look to do much damage. Facially, Joe Hip really doesn't look much the worse for wear, Alex, and he did say after the 3rd round, although there is some noticeable swelling in that right eyelid. Here we come to the end of round number 6. Joe Hip has fought into the 10th round on 2 separate occasions. Tommy Morrison is on ground where he has never been before. In the 7th round of a professional fight. And he looked spent at the end of the 6th. He opens up the 7th here with crisper punches.
I'm amazed at Tommy. I mean, I don't know if anything's wrong with his left hand. He has not really scored with that left hook. He's used the jab. The left hook just has not been a factor.
And remember that early in his career, he was just a one-punch fighter, and it was the left hook. It was devastating.
And really a thing of beauty, just a natural hook. He just hasn't thrown it. And Joe Hip is inviting. I mean, the right hand's down.
I don't know what Joe Hip is thinking with his arms that low.
That's good hips, Tom. Keep
Unless he is
long.
taking a Rocky Balboa strategy and saying, hit me. I'm not sure you have enough to take me out, but it didn't look that way in the 5th when he was on the seat of his pants.
Clearly, Sylvester Stallone and Joe Hip have different personal trainers, but at least they were both, Rocky Balboa and Joe Hip were both southpaws, so there are some similarities.
That's right. Again, a reminder that that knee brace on the right leg of Joe Hip is nothing current. It just goes back to his high school football days, and he really wears it more for comfort than anything else.
Again, Hip coming forward. Morrison not throwing many meaningful punches. One right hand at the opening bell that really was hard, but look there. I mean, that's just, he's not planning himself. He's bouncing and trying to punch at the same time. Good right hand there.
Yeah, a good right hand counter by Morrison. And Joe Hip, his right eye is definitely starting to swell to the point where I'm not sure if it's impairing his vision. It's safe to say it's not helping his vision any. And of course, that's from whence the left jab comes, that jab of Morrison's that he scored easily with and often with early in the fight. Inside a minute here in the 7th.
I mean, based upon Tommy Morrison's record, especially with Mercer, you'd have to say that, you know, the big thing is it appears the probable good combination by Hip. You have to say Morrison's biggest problem is stamina, is endurance, but also in his record is difficulty with one southpaw, and it could be that Tommy's just having trouble solving the southpaw stance. But we have to point out, I mean, Joe Hip is just standing right in front of him. I mean, it's just, and he's not a defensive fighter, clearly. It's just hard to believe that a guy who is as stationary and as slow and as right in front of you as Joe Hip is could give Tommy Morrison this much difficulty simply by standing up to his power.
Well, Tommy Morrison told us that he's always been a straight-ahead fighter. It's the only way he knows how to fight. He said, I need to work on fighting moving backwards. Well, he is certainly getting that work here in the last several rounds, because Joe Hip has got Tommy Morrison on his heels and moving backwards here at the end of the 7th. Welcome back to Reno. We move now into the 8th round in this fight between Tommy Morrison there on your left, Joe Hip on your right. And remember, this is scheduled for 10, not 12 rounds. This is a 10-round bout. And Alex, right now, I would love to have a peek at the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, well, I can't do that, Dan, but I'll give you a peek at my scorecard. I've got Tommy Morrison ahead by 2 points. I gave him the first 3 rounds, Hip the 4th, Morrison a 2-point 5th round, 10-8, and Joe Hip the 6th and the 7th, the last 2 rounds.
That's exactly the way I see it.
So Morrison's ahead, but the trend right now is to Joe Hip. And Tommy Morrison has to find a way to win a round or two to make sure he wins this decision.
And the trend of the last couple rounds continues with Joe Hip being the stalker. Now, certainly Tommy Morrison, we're not implying that he's finished or anything like that, but this is a different stance that Morrison has used in the past. And of course, again, we have to remind you that every minute that goes by is a minute in a professional fight that he has not seen.
Tommy Morrison is used to being the stalker. Right now, Tommy Morrison is being stalked. He is trying to survive.
And to give you an illustration.
Good uppercut by Joe Hip.
A good uppercut by Hip. A reminder here, you know, in the last 3 years, Tommy Morrison has fought 12 fights, a total of 33 rounds. That's less than 3 rounds per fight. We'd like to remind our local ABC stations that at the end of this round, we will be taking a station break.
Joe Hip doing all the work. Good scoring response there by Morrison.
And really, you wonder how many of those would be picked off if Joe Hip would only carry his gloves a little higher, because he does not have the hand speed to pick off that jab. And you can see that Morrison just reacting to Hip throwing the right by coming right back with the left.
Good solid.
Good right hand to the ribs. And there was a good scoring combination by Joe Hip.
And a good elbow to the throat by Joe Hip.
He was a football player.
Forearm shiver. Oh, you saw there how awkward and really unpolished a fighter Joe is. I mean, as he just kind of plodded in and missed the right hand. Missed that. But the fact of the matter is, Joe Hip right now is a fresher fighter, and that really is the story of the fight. And it looks like, based upon this round and the last two before it, that unless Tommy Morrison does get a second or third win or whatever he's looking for, that Joe Hipp could just walk into him, as limited as Joe Hipp is, and just on the basis of superior endurance, can win this fight. We should point out also, Joe Hipp is an 11-1 underdog.
We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after a word from our ABC stations. The beginning of the 9th round of a fight scheduled for 10. There is Joe Hipp on the right of your screen, Tommy Morrison on the left. Our unofficial scorecards here at ringside have this a 1-point fight in favor of Morrison. And of course, Joe Hipp, an American Indian born in Browning, Montana. His mother, a member of the Blackfeet, and what a sense of pride must be moving through the reservation where Joe was born. Grew up in Yakima, Washington. Lives now outside Seattle, and he is on the verge of possibly doing something that not many people gave him credit or having a chance, Alex. He went off here today at revolving around a 10-1 underdog in this fight against Tommy Morrison.
I think the final price was 11-1. He is a very live underdog.
Yes.
And he was not, he said, I mean, you never know, Joe said, I don't mind being an underdog. I was an underdog through all my early fights. When people just looked at me and said, this guy doesn't look like a fighter. Joe said, no one who ever fought me said afterwards that I wasn't a fighter.
There has to be concern in the corner of Tommy Morrison. There's John Brown, his co-manager and trainer. And yes, that is a concerned look. And you see Joe Hipp scored with an uppercut, and Morrison came back with a left. But this crowd here in Reno has definitely swung over Joe Hipp in favor of Hipp, and again, Alex, he scores.
They're jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, on our scorecards, Alex, if one of these fighters wins the 9th and wins the 10th, on our card, he'll win the fight. Again, a reminder that we are not the official scorers. There are 3 of them here at ringside. Scoring is on the 10-point must.
All Joe Hipp right now, pretty much all the scoring.
Four minutes of boxing left. This is the final minute of the 9th.
Wide open the mouth of Tommy Morrison, absolutely exhausted. Nothing but that jab. That, I mean, you know, he is got a little bit of snap in the jab, but that's just not enough to keep Joe Hipp off him. And now Morrison's cutting the mouth.
Blood from the mouth of Morrison.
From that mouth that's been wide open for so long, and he's all busted up.
And that's how it gets cut. You can't fight with your mouth open. Oh, a good right hand by Morrison, and that hurts Joe Hipp. Joe Hipp is in trouble. Joe Hipp is down. A right hand from Tommy Morrison staggers Joe Hipp. He's up at 8, and that's the end of the fight. Vic Draculich stops the fight. And Tommy Morrison summons the power today, and it saves him in the 9th round. Here it is, Alex.
The full angle, the left missed, the right hand landed. And that right hand really hurt Joe Hipp, much more than it looked.
Yep. You saw his legs just
and another right. Boy, the right hand doing almost all the damage. That uppercut missed, but Joe was just not in a position to defend himself and went down.
Alex, I'm not sure he would have survived the first right hand. Watch the right hand. Here, next punch. Right there.
Boom.
I don't think Joe Hipp, I don't think he would have recovered.
Chopping punch. Let me just go through the scorecards that we have right here. Official scorecards. Keith McDonald had it 76-75 Morrison. Doug Tucker, 76-75 Hipp. Herb Santos, 76-75 Hipp. I'm sorry, Morrison. The fight's still up for grabs. 2 judges with Morrison ahead by a point, 1 judge with Hipp ahead by a point.
Frazier smiling as Ali talks to him. It's 15 rounds. The ring is 21 by 21, a rather large ring.
Which is beneficial for Ali.
And which should help the champion. It's 15 rounds, and here is round 1. Frazier staying low to get away from that jab. Frazier smiling. Ali opening up fast. Frazier looking to work the body. Frazier keeps smiling as he corners Ali to the rope. Ali beats him to the punch. The referee call is Padilla. Ali apparently doesn't want to get trapped on the rope. A minute to go in round one. Ali holding behind the neck there. Frazier always loses the first round. Grabbing around the neck. Frazier's still smiling as he pours in. Frazier working the body, Ali working the head. Two minutes left in this round. Sending him off. To the body. almost exclusively. Ali holding around the neck again. Scheduled for 15. Good punches by Frazier now as he's got Ali on the rope. Ali with the rope-a-dope. Frazier looking for an opening here. Almost a replica of Ali and Foreman last year. Here's round 4. Frazier the blue denim trunks, Ali the white. Beats Frazier to the punch. Ali with the rope-a-dope again. Frazier looking for a shot. He's not wasting punches, however. Been a one-sided fight so far. openings now for the body. Ali, with those quick hands and sharp shooting, keeps it his way. To go in the round. A low blow by Frazier. He's won by the referee. All right, ref. Yeah, ref. The aggressor all the way. Ali doing most of the scoring. Over. Neither boy looks the least bit tired so far. Although Frazier has taken a good going over. They're both trained for a long fight, I'm sure of that. Coming back a little bit. Frazier using his right hand a little more now. Frazier the aggressor. Ali posing again. Ali really got nailed. Coming up to round 6. 1/3 of the fight is over, should it go the distance. It's 15 rounds. Frazier, the blue trump. Ali in white. I don't know what they score for aggressiveness in the Philippines, but Frazier has been the aggressor all the way. mouthpiece. Frazier. Sorry. It happened when Joe landed a punch. That's why I thought it was Ali. Ali dancing for the first time. There. Frazier coming in low. This is a good round for Frazier. Round 7, scheduled for 15. Frazier coming back. Ali dancing for the first time. Frazier's good right hand to the head for the first time. Frazier rolled with that punch. Referee Carlos Patilla from Philippines. Fighting a smart fight now, picking his spots, breaking off the action when he wants to, resuming it when he wants to. Ali having a good round. Frazier still the aggressor. Frazier stood up under Ali's best shots, and vice versa. Doing the holding as he has done it most of the fight. Joe hoping to get in that big one. Ali got it in there.
Well, as I said earlier, Joe is really starting to smoke. It looked a little shaky from the go, but Joe is starting to smoke, and I think we're going on at a pretty good pace now, and either man may win it right now.
Here's round 8. Ali's trunks are dropping little by little. The supporter is obvious now. No knockdowns. By Ali. Ali's got Joe covering up for the first time. Been a rocky round for the challenger. Strong and scoring heavily, even though he took a lot in this round. Frazier may have evened up the round. Leaving himself more exposed on the inside. Round 9, scheduled for 15. Boys dripping perspiration. It's hot here. Frazier, the blue denim trunks, Ali in white. Ali up on his toes more, setting the pace. Oh, just as well for Ali that one missed. Frazier has been hitting low a lot lately. Get that guard down. 2 minutes left in the round. Joe conserving his strength there as Ali holds on. Joe trying to set him up for the left hook, and Ali knows it. And again is beating him to the punch constantly. These are good body shots by Frazier when he gets them in there. Joe coming in faster. A minute to go in the round. walking with that left hand. Head and body, body and head. Round almost over. Round 10, scheduled for 15. Ali setting himself to punch harder in this round. Ali going flat-footed. Has had an awful lot of trouble coping with Ali's fast hands. Muhammad Ali's got those fast hands. Two minutes left in the round. Ali's corner keeps yelling, cross yourself, meaning get the arms across the body. Frazier doesn't get the clean shots at Ali that Ali gets at him. Joe is starting to grunt again with his punches. Ali doing the holding again. That did Ali no good. Seconds to go in the round. Grazing punches. Round 11, 5 to go. Ali alternately dancing, fighting flat-footed and going to the rope. Joe got off the ropes that time. Now this is a switch. Joe is on the rope. Super fight all the way here in the Philippine Coliseum. So far, a good round for Ali. Frazier's corner. Referee trying to get them out of there. Frazier teeing off on Ali now with the right hand. Ali will probably open up all of a sudden. A minute to go in the round. To go on the round. Round 12. Ali starts the round, every round, scoring heavily. Frazier seems to be coasting a little bit here, and Ali is scoring on him. Two minutes left in the round. Frazier looking for a spot on the inside. The round half over.
Get out of the rope, Sam! Get off the rope! Get off the rope, Sonny!
A minute to go in the round. Frazier seems to be bleeding from the mouth. First sign of blood in the fight. Round almost over. Round 13. Ali trying to set the pace again. Ali ready to open up with those combinations. Both boys slow down for a moment. going around the neck. Big round for Ali. Ali slips. Ali holding. Frazier looks awful tired, is puffed around both eyes now.
I got 8-4-1.
Ali has gone out for a knockout, I think, in this round. Whether he gets it or not is something else. What about the interview in the ring? Doesn't have the firepower that he had in the middle round. Frazier's badly hurt. Doctor comes up and looks at Frazier. I think it's going to be over. It's all over.
We've gone over the rules, and we're all familiar with them. I want you to obey my commands. Most importantly, defend yourselves at all times. Now shake hands and come out of the belt. Good job.
Couple of big guys, and they have a big guy as the referee. Former heavyweight contender Randy Newman will handle these two heavyweights tonight as they're scheduled for 12 rounds. Klitschko in the red, Peter in the blue.
And before they get started, Sal, I just want to say one thing about Levander Johnson. After the fight that we just saw with Cotto and Torres, you know, we're reminded how much we love boxing and why. But what happened to Levander Johnson reminds us that there's a cost also sometimes. You see right away Peter trying to turn this into a slugfest. Klitschko has got to use that stiff jab. He's a little bit robotic in the European tradition, but if he's got any chance to win this fight, he better keep Samuel Peter away from him.
Peter opened up with a left to the head and another left to the head, left to the body and left to the head.
Now a little sidelight just to perhaps point out the psyche of the Klitschko camp. As I said, Klitschko's been knocked out 3 times. Yesterday, his camp wanted to have the gloves weighed to make sure they were the proper weight for the fight because, you know, the lighter the punch, the lighter the glove, the harder the punch.
Klitschko roughhousing Peter right from the start, cupping his left hand behind the neck. And he got a warning from Newman, the referee.
Now you see right now the 2 key punches of the fight are going to be the left jab of Klitschko and the left hook of Samuel Peter. Which one gets there more often is going to determine who wins this fight, Sal.
Both of them have been in the center of the ring trading from the opening bell.
And not much footwork by either guy right now. But I'll tell you what, Samuel Peter is going to have to find a way to get inside that left jab or he's going to have a tough time hitting Klitschko.
And Klitschko has hardly missed with that jab here in the opening round.
One thing to notice about Klitschko, though, he does stand straight up. His head is right there to be hit, and he leans forward somewhat, so he gives up a little bit of his reach. So he falls inside after he jabs. A stiff-armed guy, Klitschko. I think he's pretty easy to hit. There's a good shot, though.
Klitschko connected with a right hand, and Peter came back with a right hand of his own.
In a lot of ways, Sal, Peter is still amateurish.
Klitschko with a left hook to the head.
Yep.
Don't punch.
He relies on his punching power more than his boxing skills because, frankly, he doesn't have a lot of boxing skills.
Right hand to the body by Peter as the crowd is chanting Klitschko's name.
That seemed to hurt Klitschko a little bit. Otherwise, a good round for Klitschko.
Here we go, round 2, scheduled for 12. You heard Emanuel Stewart in Klitschko's corner, giving him a perfect score for that round and reminding him to move to his right and predicting that Peter will slow up.
Well, that's been his history, but I got to say one thing. You know, when you look at the 2 sides of this fight, the Klitschko side, very polished, very professional, Emanuel Stewart in the corner. Samuel Peter's side, they seem like they may not quite be ready for prime time. Most basic weapon in boxing, the left jab, and right now Samuel Peter is finding it as difficult as if they asked him to do, you know, the integral calculus.
Klitschko continues to dig that left jab into the face of Peter, warding him off. And now he has that left hand dangling down. That's dangerous against a banger like Peter.
Yeah, but you know what? Peter is so amateurish that he's going to have to get lucky. Which is not impossible with Vladimir Klitschko.
Right hand by Klitschko.
See, what makes the fight interesting at this point, Sal, is that we know Klitschko's history. And we know that if you crack him on the chin, everything can go down the tubes.
Low blow by Peter, and I think he got away with it.
Oh, he definitely got away with it.
He had his back to the referee,
yes,
Randy Newman. Left hook by Peter, top of the head, and he had the next two left hooks blocked by Klitschko.
Yeah, because he started those from way out. He kind of swung them, and Klitschko could see them coming a mile away. Not going to land that punch from that position. And did you notice how deeply Samuel Peter just breathed through his mouth?
Yes.
It's only the second round of 12.
Now, you mentioned at the outset of the fight that there's little movement by Klitschko. He's a stand-up guy, but there should be more against a hitter like this.
But so far, you know what? He really hasn't needed it. Yes, on paper, I would have said so before the fight, that he better move a little bit. But watching the two of them in action, it just seems to me that they're at different levels of development. And I'm not sure, see that, if Samuel Peter has got the sophistication as a fighter to do what he has to do to land good punches here.
There was a brief exchange there. Klitschko connected with a right hand. Peter gave him a look like it didn't hurt me. Round 3 scheduled for 12. This is a WBO eliminator. The winner becomes the #1 contender in the World Boxing Federation in the heavyweight division.
The loser is eliminated, really, in every way, because if Samuel Peter can't knock Klitschko out, he's not going any further as a heavyweight.
Left hook by Peter. Klitschko rocked a little bit.
You see, this is what makes Klitschko's fights interesting. It doesn't take all that much to turn the tide.
A right hand to the head of Peter, who just laughed it off. Another right by Klitschko.
You know, you see what happened there? Klitschko hit him with an elbow. See, Randy Newman missed it. Klitschko hit him with the elbow first. Peter came back with it. He got caught. The only place where Peter has a definite edge in this fight so far, Sal, he takes Klitschko's punch better than Klitschko takes his, which is not surprising.
And I sense that Klitschko is getting a little closer to Peter, which could be dangerous.
Definitely.
Seeing some movement here by Klitschko.
Notice where Klitschko's right hand is going. It's wandering downward. What is Peter's best punch?
Left hook.
Left hook.
Yep.
All right, don't punch, step back. Which one won't step back?
Well, that punch didn't do Samuel Peter any good.
Peter trying a little roughhousing here.
Yeah, you know, I sense a little desperation in that move, and Sal, it's too early for that. Samuel Peter ought to just keep the pressure up. But don't start swinging wildly. He's not going to land those punches.
And Klitschko could be distracted here in this round because he's stopped using the jab.
One step back each round.
Well, you know what? One of the things that they've said about Klitschko from his own corner, their justification for the knockout losses is loss of intensity, loss of concentration, exhaustion. They say it's not his chin, that he loses concentration. Well, if so, you might be seeing the beginning of it.
Left hook by Peter. Klitschko had his knees sag.
Wow.
And there's the bell. Peter was successful in that third round in getting Klitschko into more of a brawl, as opposed to Klitschko using the jab to keep Peter off.
Right.
Let's see if the maneuver works.
Now, the question is, was that by Klitschko's choice? Was he getting lazy, or did Peter do something to take that jab away? I don't think Peter did anything. I think Klitschko just got a little lazy that round. Good right to the body.
Well, now there's no more mystery for Klitschko about Peter. He's been hit by Peter. He knows what to expect.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
Right.
I mean, the kid that really needed to be convinced that he belonged here, I think, was Samuel Peter, because he hasn't been in with anybody this good. And I think he knows he belongs now. I mean, just like the last fight was a big moment for Ricardo Torres, this is a big moment for Samuel Peter. He's never fought in front of a crowd like this.
And I would venture to guess that Peter has not been hurt yet.
I don't think so. If so, he hasn't shown it. Telegraphed that left hook so wildly that he's never going to land it that way.
It was so easy for Klitschko to pick that off with his glove. Now Klitschko using the jab, the right hand. Peter says no, but hey, Klitschko scored, and he scores again.
You know what? It was a good-looking punch. It sounded good, but I think it was a lot of arm and not a lot of body behind that one.
Don't punch, don't punch. Let it off.
The next question to be answered in this fight is fatigue.
Yep, and they both fallen. You know what? Klitschko's fallen victim to it a lot more often than Peter. Peter's never been beaten, but he does look tired.
Peter tried a cute move. He faked a right through a left. Klitschko picked it off with his glove.
See, that's what I mean by amateurs. He doesn't do a lot of professional-looking things in the ring, Samuel Peter. The only thing he does on a professional level is punch. You know, he hits hard, but his delivery leaves something to be desired.
Overhand right by Peter caught the top of Klitschko's head. Klitschko backtracking across the ring. Doesn't look like he's hurt.
No, I don't think he is.
That'll take care of round 4. Round 5, scheduled for 12. Neither man's been knocked down, neither man's been cut.
Now, 1/3 of the way into the fight, Sal, I got to tell you, Samuel Peter looks to me like a very, very powerful amateur. Hit him behind the head with that one.
And down goes Klitschko. He was hit in the back of the head. Klitschko taking a standing count from Randy Newman, the referee. That wasn't a clean blow.
Now, you know what? There was a left hook in between that was a clean blow, but the two right hands landed behind the head. You know what? Samuel Peter did not deliberately hit him behind the head. That was a combination of Klitschko turning and bending over into the punch. But once again, Vladimir Klitschko finds himself in a position of having to survive his own chin.
That's a good way to put it. Another overhand right by Peter, who's obviously stronger when they fight inside. And that's just down goes Klitschko. Looked like a slip, but it's called a knockdown.
Certainly looked like a push to me.
We'll take a look at it later on.
You know what? No protest from Klitschko. Maybe he doesn't know he was pushed.
There is no 3 knockdown rule in this fight.
Right. Good point, but this fight still might be close to over.
Klitschko looks like he's swimming, not fighting. His hands are dangling down. He doesn't have much steam.
You know, Sal, once again, he got hit hard. He's completely unraveled.
As far as Samuel Peter is concerned, you would think he's in an alley fight. He's not sizing up his opponent. He's just throwing level.
That's okay. It's the only fight Sam Peter can win. That is the only way he can beat Klitschko. If he lets him go back to the jab and right hand, he has no chance.
Don't punch, don't punch. Here we go.
See, that's Vladimir Klitschko's best left hook, and I don't think Samuel Peter even blinked.
They grapple for Randy Newman as we are in the final seconds of a 5th round that Klitschko has been down twice. Peter went lefty and connected with the left hand to the head of Klitschko. There's a surprise, and he stays left-handed.
Wow. Klitschko's feet are off the canvas. His balance is shot. He is barely holding it together right now. Let's take another look at what happened in that round, and it was a bizarre one. There was the left hook. Now you'll see that the right hand hits Klitschko behind the head, but it's perfectly legal because Klitschko was turned to the side. Here's the second knockdown, which, you know what? He was not hit. He was pushed down. But scored a knockdown. No protest from Klitschko's side. Into the books it goes.
We begin round 6 of an eventful 5th round. The fight turned in Peter's favor.
You know what? Between rounds, there was a very interesting graphic put up on the screen. Samuel Peter has only knocked out one opponent after round 5. So right now, we're getting into the part of the fight where he becomes less dangerous as the fight goes on. So we've got a guy who gets knocked out by a guy who knocks everybody out, but they're now getting into a part of the fight where the guy that does all the knocking out doesn't knock anybody out. Does any of that make sense to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Peter just missed with a roundhouse left. And Klitschko has that bad habit, Wally. When he throws that left jab, he's dropping the hand.
He drops that hand. He drops his right hand. He can't really hold himself together as the fight goes on. But I'll tell you something. As, you know, professional boxers go, Samuel Peter makes Ernie Shavers look like Muhammad Ali. He cannot box. He can just punch.
Emanuel Stewart between rounds implored Klitschko to get back to that boxing style, utilize the jab. He got suckered into a brawl here with Peters, which you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, because Klitschko allows it to happen. The way he fought the first round, Sal, you'd think he'd never get touched by Samuel Peter. You know, where that goes as the fight goes on is the big mystery about Vladimir Klitschko.
Klitschko pecking away with the left hand, listening to the instructions of Emanuel Stewart.
Boy, the sound of Samuel Peter's right hand against Klitschko's body is scary.
In the final minute of round 5. Round 6, excuse me.
I get the feeling that Samuel Peter has let Klitschko off the hook a little bit in this round.
Lead right hand by Klitschko. Peter didn't move.
Again, Peter not putting enough pressure on Klitschko. Really not capitalizing on all the equity he built up in the last round, Sal. He's letting it get away from him right now.
Klitschko buying time here in round 6, utilizing the left jab and using ring movement.
So you're getting into dangerous territory right now for Samuel Peter. Most of his fights don't go this far. All right, so now not only is he in a big event against a guy who's a better caliber fighter than he's ever been in with, but he's now in the part of the fight that he does not know. Round 7.
Klitschko was down twice in round 5. Neither man has been cut.
You have to wonder, Sal, if Sam Peter had his moment and let it go.
You heard Emanuel Stewart say your left hand is your golden punch.
Wasn't that great? So this will lead you to victory, and he's absolutely right.
Left hook by Klitschko, no damage.
Right, let him go, let him go.
So I thought that one got Sam Peter's attention a little bit more than any of the others.
Left hook by Peters. That was blocked by Klitschko. Had a big sound, but it didn't have any impact.
Yeah, he just missed with it, but that was, you know, for a change, that was a professionally delivered punch by Sam Peter. Nice and short. We're looking at two tired heavyweights right now, Sal. Samuel Peters, 25 years old. You got to come on with it at this point because this is your big chance.
Despite the dominance by Peter in the 5th round, you've got to believe that Klitschko is probably ahead on all cards.
Yeah, I have him a couple of points ahead, even with a 10-7 round for Samuel Peter, because that's the only round they gave him.
Klitschko with a strong right hand to the head of Peter.
And here you see the one-dimensionality of Samuel Peter. Stops him from doing any more damage in this fight. He's got to land a lucky punch that freezes Klitschko, and then he can go to work. But when they're at distance like this, he can't do a thing.
And he doesn't know how to cut off the ring.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know a lot. All he knows how to do is hit hard.
Klitschko with a left right just before the bell, ending round 7. As we begin round 8, we have to ask the question, did Samuel Peter hit the wall in round 7? He slowed up.
Maybe, but I'll tell you what, I think he had his moment in round 5 and let it slip away in round 6. That's when he should have jumped all over Klitschko.
Peter connecting on the shoulder of Klitschko there.
So now where he's got him here, what he's got to do is throw that left hook, push him back toward that corner, and then throw the right hand behind it and trap Klitschko where he can't get away.
And now Peter goes to the left in style because Klitschko continues to move to his right.
Right, because he doesn't know how to stop him any other way. See, this is what happens when the knockouts come too easy. You don't learn the other stuff, the stuff that you need when the opponents get good.
Klitschko with a right hand to the head. Peter's response was a right hand to the chest.
I'm not sure I know what Klitschko's doing with that slapping up jab.
Klitschko scores with a right hand to the head of Peter.
And Peter looks pretty tamed right now.
That left hook by Peter was blocked by Klitschko.
Yeah, again, he telegraphs it. He bends to his left. You know the left hook is coming. All you do is raise that right glove, catch it every single time.
Klitschko missed with that right hand. Crowd chanting for Klitschko. Klitschko answers with a right hand to the head of Peter.
See, this is how easy the fight can be for Klitschko if he wants it to be. If he keeps moving, if he keeps jabbing, Samuel Peter will have no answer for those things.
Right hand by Peter that just missed.
But that's going to be the story of the whole night. A guy who just missed. It's like a baseball team losing one-run games. They just missed.
Almost isn't good enough.
That's right.
Right hand by Klitschko.
Wow, and he just teed off on him with that.
And Klitschko digs a right to the body. We haven't seen much body work from him.
Sal, on the plus side, Samuel Peter's got a great chin, and he's a world-class puncher. But everything else, he's got a long way to go.
This has been a textbook round for Vladimir Klitschko. And we notice now that underneath the right eye of Peter, there is a swelling.
Yep, he's been hit with enough jabs there. And look at Klitschko. He's in the middle of the ring, 5 seconds before the bell.
The 9th round scheduled for 12. Klitschko survived 2 knockdowns in round 5 and has been mostly dominant since then. Digs a right hand to the face of Peter. Peter continues to come forward, and that swelling in Peter's right eye is getting worse.
And Peter's just out of answers. You know, Sal, I mean, we talked about Vladimir Klitschko. He's a PhD in sport medicine. He's a very highly educated guy, but even in the ring, he is light years above Samuel Peter in knowledge and experience. I mean, it's a PhD in boxing against a grade school kid.
Right, go. Let him go. Step out.
Peter got this chance tonight to fight Klitschko because he won all of his fights, really whacking out a bunch of guys, but he has stepped up in class here tonight.
And I'll tell you something else. The reason that he is here tonight, Sal, is because the heavyweight division is so bad and is so hungry for somebody to bring it some excitement. And right now, Klitschko is just teeing off on Peter that this guy was rushed. He's not ready for this fight. He's not ready for this fight, but boxing needed him. Needed him to be better than he is.
Everybody loves a big hitter.
And this guy needed a bunch more fights, but you know what? It was time. There's no heavyweights out there.
Randy Newman warning Peter about hitting while holding. As this fight gets older, Klitschko can hardly miss because Peter is standing right in front of him, coming forward. Very little head movement, no body movement.
Right, whatever movement he did have. And again, see, now Randy Newman's got to get in there. You cannot allow Peter to hit him behind the head like that.
Bad miss by Peter with the left hand.
Go punch, let's go. Get out, fight, let's go.
Oh, Klitschko with the best right hand he has thrown tonight.
But again, Peter coming right through it. I don't think his chin is a problem. I don't think his punching power is a problem. But he's got to go back to school if he wants to make anything out of his career. He's got a lot of boxing to learn.
Got to wonder if Peter can fight for 9 more minutes. We're in the round 10, scheduled for 12. He is gulping for air.
He's tired, but he's taking the punches well, and you can't fault his heart, his game. He's durable, but I've seen one-dimensional heavyweights in my years watching this sport. I've seen Ernie Shavers, I've seen Jerry Cooney. This is the most one-dimensional heavyweight I have ever seen at this level.
So now Klitschko has to be careful here because it's his fight to win. He doesn't want to get catch a wild shot and lose.
Absolutely. If he loses this fight, he has nobody to blame but himself.
And Peters just nailed him with a right hand. Peters is trying everything. He's trying to grapple. He's trying to wrestle. Trying to put the bull on him.
It's really his only chance. It's been his only chance from the opening bell, Sal. And if Klitschko gets careless enough to let him do it, I don't have to finish the sentence. Look at how tired Sam Peter is right now.
And that right eye is still swollen. He has vision, but it's getting worse. Left-right combination by Klitschko.
You get the feeling Klitschko could land that 1-2 all night long if he wanted to.
Another right hand by Klitschko, who has red welts on his back from the laces of Peter and also the ropes.
Peter was just checking his own left eye to see if he was cut.
Blood coming from the mouth of Peter now. Peter is practically chasing him around the ring.
Well, you know what? That's all to his credit. He is trying to win this fight, even if he doesn't quite have the skills to do it.
Klitschko tying him up, and Randy Newman, the referee, really earning his pay tonight. He's all wet with perspiration because he's had to untie these guys several times. Right hand by Peter. Klitschko is rocked. He's trapped in the corner. Peter trying to take him out. Measures him. Connects with the right hand. 20-odd seconds to go in the round. Klitschko was hurt. Another right hand, and Klitschko goes down. Klitschko is up at 4. He'll take the 8 count as we head for the bell-ending round 10.
Let's take a look at it. I mean, this is atrocious. You cannot be outboxing your man as completely as Klitschko is and allow yourself to get hit with punches like that.
Well, here we go. 11th round, scheduled for 12. 6 more minutes in this titanic battle. Vladimir Klitschko has been down to the canvas twice in the 5th round, once in round 10. In between, he's been winning the fight mostly because of his left jab. Left hook by Peter. That caught Klitschko.
Samuel Peter has not been down.
That's a slip.
Right there.
That's a slip. That's a slip.
So you want to know something? This fight might be a lot closer on the official cards than I have it. Because Peter has been the aggressor, even if he hasn't been all that effective, with the exception of 2 rounds in the fight.
Klitschko pegging away, and he connects with a left hook to Peter's head, and Klitschko with a right hand. Klitschko mounting a rally here.
I'll tell you what, Sal, I've been critical of Samuel Peter's skills as a boxer here. But you can't question this young man's heart. I mean, this guy, he just keeps coming forward.
I'll tell you what, even if Peter loses tonight, I want to see him again.
Oh, absolutely, because he's got the equalizer. You can outbox him for 11 rounds and get knocked out in the 12th. But he needs to develop a jab. He needs to develop some defensive skills. You cannot get by with just a punch.
Klitschko fighting defensively here in the next to last round.
Klitschko can barely hold his hands up.
See that movement by Klitschko?
Yeah, you got 2 exhausted guys in there.
Now Peters' hands are dropping.
Let go, let him out, let him out.
Final seconds. Next to last round, Klitschko connects with a right hand.
And he's hit Peter as solid as he could hit a man with that right throughout this fight and hasn't been able to move him. We're talking about a guy with a lot of knockouts. I'm talking about Klitschko, so Peter's got a terrific chin.
That left hook by Peter caught the Klitschko on the chest. Right hand by Klitschko.
What a heart on Sam Peter.
You call it the equalizer. He's got power in both hands. He can turn a fight in a second. This sold-out crowd here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, appreciative of this battle. It's been a war for 11 rounds. Emanuel Stewart, the trainer for Vladimir Klitschko, told him to go out there and be offensive. Can't take this fight for granted.
No, I'm not sure I would have said that.
Klitschko opens up with a couple of connections.
I think if I was Emmanuel, and God help me because Emmanuel knows more boxing than I will ever hope to know, I would have told Klitschko to just jab away for 3 minutes.
Left hook by Peter, that caught the chest of Klitschko.
There's that right hand that comes over the top and catches Klitschko behind the left ear.
And a couple of more illegal blows, Peter gets away with it.
Well, but this is what he's got to do. You know what? If the referee wants to step in and do something, that's his job. If I'm Sam Peter, I'm letting him go from every angle at this point. You know, we'll sort out the rules later. First, he's going to try and knock this man out.
We're halfway through the last round. They're so tired. A left hand by Klitschko, the best punch of his fight.
And that was the first time all night we've seen Samuel Peter wobble. And he has taken a ton of punches.
Klitschko showing us a lot of class with that punch here in the last round. Both of them were so tired, but he came with a huge blow.
You know what, Sal? That might have been the punch that won Klitschko the fight because Peter was coming on at that point. That stopped him in his tracks. That may have saved Vladimir Klitschko here tonight. Might be time to shell up, you know what I'm saying? Turtle up, as the hockey players say, for Klitschko. Cover up and just get to the bell because I think he sealed the deal.
Right hand by Peter. Klitschko now using this whole ring to stay away from him.
Time running out on Samuel Peter in a hurry here.
Final seconds of the fight. Can Klitschko get off the deck and win this one?
3 times.
Right hand by Klitschko. Peters has less than 10 seconds. And the crowd's going to give him a big hand. Klitschko almost knocked him out in the last round.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a winner. The winner will be WBO and IBF #1 ranked heavyweight in the world and will have the NABF heavyweight title. All 3 judges, Lynn Carter, Steve Weisfeld, and George Hill, scored the bout identically, 114 to 111 to the winner, the Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.
Over there. I know where the belly button is. Okay, gentlemen. You both received your pre-fight instructions in your dressing rooms. I expect a clean break at all times. Good luck to both of you. Let's touch gloves.
George Foreman has said, "It is my destiny. I'm a miracle." And the fact that he is here bears out most of that to be true. The final chapter is about to be written.
George is laying in his corner. Evander, calm and cool. Both these men seem confident that they're both going to win.
Here we go. Round 1, scheduled for 12. Holyfield exploring with some jabs and working the body, and Foreman has yet to throw a punch. Holyfield, as expected, pressing the action, trying to get a left to the body. Foreman will throw far fewer punches and will cover up with both hands crossed across his face.
He's got a deceptive defense, Len. Crosses those arms, blocks a lot of things. He sees a lot of punches coming. He got under that first big left hook of Holyfield's. Made him miss that one.
Is Holyfield a bit farther away than you expected him to be?
No, this is where he's got to be. He's got to use that speed from the outside here and do exactly that. Pop and go.
What happens to all the talk about him sticking right to George's chest to let George punch himself out?
Well, I don't think that's such a great strategy, to tell you the truth. He's got the speed. Why get in close with George? Has him sitting right in front of him.
Those were quotes from his trainer, Lou Duva.
Yeah, I talked to Lou afterwards, and they kind of changed their story, and they felt it best that Holyfield be on the outside.
George connect with the left. The crowd reacts to anything positive that Foreman does halfway through the first round.
Oh.
And Holyfield with a combination.
Left hook, right hand.
George, the long distance left. Look how he covers up with both hands.
Of course, when he's got his arms crossed like that, Georgie Benton knows he can't punch with his arms crossed. It's purely a defensive position.
Foreman obviously the much slower of the two in ring speed and punching speed. Holyfield trying to use that as an advantage. George with the looping right.
Way off the mark, went right behind and passed and behind Holyfield's head.
Jabbing out of there with the left, Foreman is. And here comes Holyfield. Good left hand by Holyfield.
Good left, right, left. He threw 3 quick punches and got out and circled around George. And this is what he's got to do. Can he do it for 12 rounds? I don't know.
That's the elbows.
Holyfield pressing the action, which gives him the advantage when it comes to the scorecard if all else is even. Well, it's not a farce yet. 1 round complete. As you saw, Holyfield sits, Foreman stands. Foreman never sits between rounds, says he doesn't practice that in sparring, so makes things go faster. So he stands, and they told him to try the left hook, Joe.
They told Holyfield also to use that jab. When you do get inside, bit to the body, quick punches, let him go. He said they didn't have to be hard, but let him loose and then get back out.
Good right from Holyfield, and then again a left. Remember, in all of the earlier stories, George Foreman said he would knock him out in the 2nd round. That's the round he took care of Joe Frazier back in '73.
Right now, Holyfield is just really tattooing George Foreman right now. The speed is really telling the tale. Unless George can land something to the body to slow him down a little bit, start hitting him with the jabs, this could be a trend all night long.
Watch the elbow.
Georgie Benton told Holyfield, this is what you're going to see all night long. Just him plodding in after you, looking to load up.
And a big swing and a miss from Foreman. That left to the body got through, though.
No, that was a low blow, and let me tell you, Rudy Battle jumped right in and told him, keep him up.
Rudy Battle immediately stopping him and telling him to get the punches up. And now Foreman comes on. During the rules meeting, there was a lot of discussion from the Holyfield camp about low blows and even some elbows thrown by Foreman. It's hard to tell what exactly is a low blow, though, with Foreman. With the high drugs.
Watch the head. Watch your head.
He's going to pull halfway up to his chest, that's for sure. But right now, Holyfield is just dominating these first 2 rounds. Oh, and a nice counter right hand out of a crouch.
Good exchange. And Holyfield effectively ducking and crouching. Flexibility paying off there.
Looked like he ran into a little bit of a left hook. Oh!
Foreman on the attack.
You're not kidding. Holyfield looks a little stunned, a little weary. He came back with his own left hook.
Overhand right from Foreman.
Real wide, but 2 good body shots by Foreman. The crowd going nuts here, seeing Foreman score.
The 42-year-old right now beating up the kid the 2nd round.
Oh, another
right from Foreman. And a combination.
This is where Holyfield shouldn't be.
And a wild left by Holyfield. And Holyfield comes in now.
That's his instinct, though, to fight back when he gets hit. He's proven that in all of his past fights. Dokes, Alex Stewart, and everyone else.
And a little fighting after the bell. Separated by Rudy Battle. What a round for Foreman. Let's see how Holyfield responds after the strong Foreman round, and Holyfield comes out throwing punches.
The CompuBox stats have Foreman landing 50% of his jabs through the first 2 rounds, and Holyfield 34%. Foreman ripped a nice little shot to the midsection.
Watch your heads.
There's where Foreman pushed off with that forearm on the right hand.
Well, referee Rudy Battle will warn him about it if he starts pushing off too much with the arms and elbows. That's illegal to do it. But it's part of Foreman's game plan. It's the way he fights. Oh, another great body shot.
Left to the body from Foreman. Foreman probably winning a round so far, and who would have thought it?
Oh, a lot of people in this audience thought it, and a lot of the boxing experts. A lot of the sports writers favored Holyfield. A lot of the boxing people themselves favored Foreman in this fight. Gave him a big shot. Oh, and he's got Holyfield reeling from a couple shots. But Holyfield comes back strong with his own left hook. Kind of a weak effort with that left hand to the body of Foreman by Holyfield. He looks to be tired himself right now. It's supposed to be Foreman that's tired. Oh, he's got him picking up his leg from that body shot, Len.
Foreman continues to attack effectively. Now Holyfield with the left that connects.
You know, Holyfield's game plan was to stay away and box him, but this guy is almost, Foreman is almost impossible to get away from. For every step you take, he takes 2 in, he's right back on top of you. But he's got to stick to a boxing plan if he wants to win this fight.
And Holyfield does land, but Foreman continues to just shrug off all the blows.
I saw him do it time and time again with his sparring partners, and they said, thank God George Foreman took it easy on us, and he was working with some top-notch sparring. They said it's the hardest guy they've ever been hit by in their lives.
Well, the Holyfield camp wanted Foreman to take some punches and miss them, and they've certainly gotten that as well.
But they didn't want him to land the few that he has landed. They felt that they could get away from mostly all of his punches. There goes Holyfield ripping a great shot to the body. He's got to do more of that. You see how easily Foreman pushes him off of him.
Yeah, looping overhand right again, and a little bit of a mention from Rudy Battle.
That landed on the back of the neck, and that's a rabbit punch, and those are illegal punches. Oh, he rocked Holyfield. Holyfield rocked Foreman.
And connecting, and Holyfield all over Foreman. Foreman trying to hold him off. It's Holyfield now on the attack.
10 seconds left. 10 seconds left in this bout, or in this round.
George is scrambling forward and hit after the bell by a Chris Bright. Wow, exciting round 3, and here we go to 4 now. And Foreman sneaks in a left, and Holyfield counters as well, and Holyfield landing lefts. See a smoke out in the distance behind the ring. A smoke bomb went off here in the Atlantic City Convention Center, but not affecting the fighters or those of us here at ringside.
Not yet, but it's creeping its way over.
Coming close.
You can see it in the background on the monitor right there, Len.
Things slowing down just a little bit after the excitement of rounds 2 and 3. Foreman in 2, and Holyfield very big in round 3.
George is not being very accurate with that right hand. He's landing his jabs and a few left hooks.
Tiring a little bit, Joe?
Well, the way Holyfield just grabbed on him looked like he needed a little bit of a rest himself. But, you know, he recuperates quickly and comes back hard, just like that left hook to the body. Yeah, George is looking a little worse for the wear, but when you take punches like that, that takes a few rounds out of your stamina right off the get-go.
George looks to me a little bit tired here, and most experts have said the longer it goes, the more it does favor Holyfield.
Well, if he continues to take this type of barrage of punches in the next couple rounds, it's doubtful that Foreman's going to be able to keep up this pace. It was hard for him to do it when he was a young man. He's 42, 43 years old right now. It's going to be a tall order for Foreman if he doesn't land something.
Another strong right from Evander Holyfield. Minutes ago in round 4. George missing, Holyfield connecting. That's the story here in the 4th. Another combination from Holyfield.
Solid left, right, inside. The last time George ever went over 10 rounds was in 1977 with Jimmy Young.
From the latter stages of round 3, George has been a large punching bag.
I should say the last and only time. But he did go 10 rounds in one of his comeback fights that went to a decision with Everett Bigfoot Martin early in his comeback.
Oh, another strong combination. Foreman's shining moment was round 2.
Holyfield's just starting to tee off.
From the latter stages of round 3 on, it's been all Evander Holyfield. George, a bit of a low punch in there as well with his flurry, trying to cover up. Final seconds of the 4th round. Another strong one for the champion.
Charlie Shipe said keeping a defensive posture until you get in close, then open up. Angelo Dundee told him not to reach with his punches, and that's what he's getting caught with his hands down reaching. And Foreman looks quite weary right now.
Here we go in round 5. Last 2 strong ones for Evander Holyfield. And he continues to press the attack and hit George pretty much at will. And George has not really landed anything in the last 2 rounds, Joe. And another one from Holyfield. Another right left from the champion.
Left uppercut, right hand. It was grazing, but it still landed.
People always talk in terms of the puncher's chance. I mean, is Foreman, doesn't that chance diminish the longer we go?
It sure has, because his punches look slower and slower just after these few rounds.
Another low blow warning from Rudy Battle. No point has been deducted, but his second warning.
Well, he's fighting. Well, I'll tell you what, that left hook to the body of Holyfield doubled him up, made him pick his leg up, and you heard him grunt. So he's still got a lot of snap in his punch. They just aren't coming real quickly.
Well, a couple of effective body blows from Foreman here in the 5th round.
That's what he's got to do, George. He's got to hit that body to slow Holyfield down. He's got a lot of speed going for him right now.
Another one of those lulls. I've noticed every so often the 5th round was critical for Holyfield when he got rocked by Alex Stewart. Sometimes Holyfield lulls, and this is the time of the fight he does that.
Well, he's such a busy guy. He's on his toes. He's moving. For a big man, that's hard to do. That's how he takes his rest. He backs up for a minute.
Right.
Catches his composure and then comes back to fight some more.
He just took a 40-second timeout, Holyfield did, and he's come back. As we near minutes ago in round 5.
This is where Foreman's got to go to work here. When Holyfield's taking that rest, you're right.
Holyfield gets another left in there. George missing with the left. Oh, George is missing with that looping right. But another low left. Through with the left. Foreman connected.
Got to give Foreman credit for coming back like he is right now. He looked like a beaten man last round.
Everyone talked about his right hand. He's gotten some good lefts to the chin. And Foreman with another combination.
A lot of those glancing off of Holyfield.
Duvaskamp kept saying, well, George telegraphs that right. Well, if he does, Holyfield didn't see it coming. George's response to that is, yes, I telegraph, but the message gets through.
It did there. He was very short with his right hand the first few rounds, but going into the 6th round here, he's starting to land it as of the last round.
Round 6.
Well, this fight's turned out like a lot of people thought it would. It turned out to be a fight and not a one-sided affair. Oh.
Strong right from Holyfield.
Countered Holyfield's jab, countered Foreman's jab perfectly.
And a left from Holyfield.
Then went back down to the body.
And Foreman comes back. Back and forth action here. And a left from Holyfield.
That right hand down again from Foreman. There it is again. He's got to get that right hand up next to his face. He's got to block that.
Pushes it up with the elbow. He tries to deflect it off.
Right, but it's not working for him. Holyfield slipping that left hook in right over the low glove of George Foreman.
And Holyfield covering up here.
Well, he's got to be dejecting Holyfield. He's hitting Foreman with everything in the book, and he's still coming.
And you know, Holyfield's strategy has worked. George has thrown a lot of punches here. But it hasn't worked to the effect that he wanted it to.
But you notice in the CompuBox statistics, Foreman and Holyfield throw about the same amount of punches per round and jabs per round.
Oh, strong left to the body from Holyfield. And George comes right back again. It's like one of those punching bags, it's those plastic ones that
keep
bounce
coming
back
right back up at you. But the thing is that those are filled with air. Foreman's filled with solid 257 pounds of beef.
Foreman certainly answered most of the critics of his stamina. Inside of a minute to go in round 6.
Halfway through the fight right now.
George just keeps on coming. And a left-hand jab from Foreman.
Looks like Holyfield's getting a little bit of a second wind. He's got that good bounce. His punches look quick again. Punching sharp. Got caught with a short little left hook right there. That didn't do any justice.
Fairly even rounds here in the 6th.
And another one that wobbled him a little bit.
George misses with the round right, but enough of them have gotten through.
Just when you think George is fading, he comes right back. Both of them.
And the same for Holyfield.
What a tug of war.
And the body shots from Holyfield as round 6 comes to a close. Round 7 as we start the second half of this 12-round fight.
And again, Charlie Shipes reiterating to George Foreman. He says, keeping that defensive shell till you get inside, then go to work. You saw Foreman just reaching there and almost paid the price. Oh! I think he just knocked him off balance. I don't know if he hurt him. But his legs look unsteady right now. Holyfield looking a little wobbly.
And the crowd reacting to everything that Foreman does positively.
Oh!
More punches from Foreman, and Holyfield absorbs it in the middle of the ring. And Foreman on the attack in the 7th round.
But watch him come back.
Holyfield taking that little bit of a rest we talked about. And let's see if he gathers himself and comes back.
You could see he was poising himself to come back with a few hard shots, catching George with his hands down.
Holyfield has done it time and again against Michael Dokes and Alex Stewart. He'll take it, and all of a sudden he comes on.
Right, and he's making George waste a lot of punches. Instead of clinching, he's blocking punches. He's letting George throw punches and miss them. A lot of bouncing off the gloves of Holyfield as he lands.
And now Holyfield coming on, and a strong left from Holyfield against Foreman. And a right, and Holyfield landing inside. What punch after another. He's got Foreman wobbly.
But George
is still standing.
George blocking a lot of those himself, a lot landing. What an amazing man this guy is. What an amazing person. Wow.
And what a round.
Oh, and he
lands. Foreman comes back.
Right hand on Holyfield's head.
This may be the round they talk about in years to come for both men.
He's coming back with
and Foreman coming back at Holyfield.
People were discounting George Foreman as merely a fake and a fraud in this fight. He's proven, I hope nobody ever says that again about him. He's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt he is for real.
And Holyfield a bit low there, but Foreman taking everything that Holyfield's throwing and coming back at him.
Oh, another great left hook by Holyfield. This round is going to go down as one of the greatest all-time rounds in boxing. No doubt about it. Just for the sheer fact that Foreman's still here, but the way he's trading back and forth with Holyfield is unbelievable.
And I can't tell you how incredibly entertaining this is in the latter stages of a 7th round that have gone back and forth where they've rocked each other.
Well, from the $100 seats to the $1,000 seats, people are getting their money's worth tonight.
Final 10 seconds of perhaps a historic round in the annals of heavyweight boxing. And Holyfield coming on strong again. What a round. What you heard in the background between rounds, the crowd in unison chanting George, George, George.
The viewers
round 8.
The viewers at home have to be chanting that. Amazing fight. Holyfield really has fought a brilliant fight tonight, considering how well-conditioned Foreman is. If Foreman wasn't in such great shape, you could dismiss it as just another...
What does a guy like Holyfield say to himself when he knows what he delivered in the last round and George didn't go down?
Well, he's got to not get discouraged with himself. He's just got to stick to his game plan. They said they would do it for 12 rounds if need be, and he is.
Of course, should it go to a decision, people feel, well, the edge will tilt towards the champion in these matters, Holyfield.
Well, he is the busier fighter right now. George has had his moments, but I think overall, Evander's been in control tonight.
But also from the standpoint of being the champion and having to have it taken away from you.
Well, I don't necessarily buy that. I feel if a man wins a fight, he wins it. If he loses it, he loses it, whether he's champ or not.
But you know what happens in the annals of boxing. And here comes Holyfield coming forward. Obviously, the 8th round can't live up to what happened just 1 round before. And a left from Holyfield.
You know, it's funny because nobody really gave George credit or thought he'd be able to take it this far. The judges might be impressed with this. I'm wondering myself if they might be even leaning towards George in some of these rounds because he's been hanging so tough and doing his own scoring.
It's possible. We'll check with our resident judge, Cindy Barton, between rounds and ask her opinion if she is swayed in that regard. Final minute of round 8.
We certainly have an expert to refer to.
Oh, a strong right from Holyfield.
Boy, Foreman hesitated with his right hand and caught a counter right hand by Holyfield.
Another right from Evander and a left. Holyfield has to be asking himself, what do I have to do?
Well, George has abandoned that jab. When Holyfield backs off him, he should be putting that jab out and trying to score something.
George reacting to the feints of Holyfield and then catching a couple of punches. And Rudy Battle mentioning to Foreman about the elbow, which we alluded to earlier.
Oh! Caught Evander with a left hook moving over to George's left side.
The rarefied air of round 9 in the Foreman-Holyfield fight.
Pernell Whitaker and Mark Breland behind us yelling to Evander Holyfield, it's a 4-round fight. It's a 4-round fight, meaning he's only got 4 left.
And Holyfield has come out landing at the beginning of the 9th. That 7th was really something. Without this count, what Foreman did in round 2.
There's no question that Evander Holyfield has got one of the best chins in boxing.
Quick left, crowd reacted as Holyfield went back. And here comes Foreman in on the ropes. And Holyfield hangs on, taking a brief respite.
George going back to that jab, which he needs to do if he wants to get back into this fight big time. Or if he wants to win it, he's got to get busier.
Holyfield taking another one of those little timeouts of his.
Both hands are free.
Remember, almost all of Holyfield's knockouts have come early. Only 2 past the 8th round. And now Holyfield on the attack in round 9. George trying to corner him, can't do it. Holyfield moves away. The Holyfield supporters behind us crying out for lateral movement on the part of Evander. Not much movement of any kind here.
George has really slowed down this round. He's if he wants to get into this fight and take the crown from Evander Holyfield, he's going to have to step it up. Because right now, Evander Holyfield has his number.
3 more strong blows landed by Evander Holyfield. Foreman takes it and comes back for more. The resiliency of George Foreman is a major story here tonight. Holyfield lands another right. He went on punches landed. There would be no contest.
It's amazing, really, that both fighters aren't more marked up around the eyes and
absolutely,
mouth, because they've both taken some tremendous heavyweight shots. Well, he made
and another, you know, it's the 3rd time that Rudy Battle says something to Foreman about the low blows.
Well, they're borderline. They aren't real flagrant low blows, so he's warning them instead of taking a point.
Another quick combination from Holyfield.
Too close to, right hand rock Foreman. He's out on
Foreman
right now.
In trouble. Foreman, you cannot be saved by the bell. And Holyfield is all over Foreman. There's the bell, and Foreman stands and walks back to his corner. During that timeout, Foreman went over and intentionally talked to Angelo Dundee. And here comes George one more time to start the 10th round, well, after nearly being knocked out at the end of round 9.
He looks like he's on weak legs right now, but he's determined to stay in this fight and not get knocked out. It's evident.
You start to think in terms of moral victories at this point, Joe?
Well, at this point, yes, definitely for George Foreman. Nobody ever gave him this much credit that he did to be able to come this far with the punishment he's taken.
Timeout called. I think they want to wrap Evander.
Well,
put some tape on here.
There's tape on the left glove that's loose of Evander Holyfield. Foreman was sent to a neutral corner to tape it up.
Well, that certainly favors Foreman being able to take a little extra rest here. But the thing is that they're taking this timeout for about 1.5 inches of tape hanging off the glove, and they're concerned with that. And here Holyfield's taking all sorts of, or Foreman's taking all sorts of punches.
The clock is supposed to stop when that happens. Foreman continues to fight. And Holyfield continues to land.
Holyfield's hand speed has really been the difference in this fight.
And another left from Holyfield, and 2 more. And you see Holyfield on fresh legs, still dancing. And George with that plodding style, and weakened a bit at the end of the 9th. You talked about the speed telling a difference. Age, will you now grant that to Holyfield at this point in round 10?
Well, you know, George Foreman had a lot more bounce and a lot more speed 10 years ago. The age has obviously caught up with him, but still, he's got enough to hang tough to the undisputed champ of the world. Oh, another.
And they trade punches. Punch for punch. And Holyfield landed a strong right at the end of that flurry. And Foreman lands a combination.
He landed a strict 1-2, but it looks like it's going to take more than a couple shots to hurt Holyfield. Throughout this fight, George has landed 1 or 2 at a time. It's going to take more than that.
And the crowd comes alive as George landed a few as the 2 of them wrestle in center ring. And Holyfield lands some more.
Oh, the jab looked like a right hand from Foreman.
And Holyfield comes right back.
Well, right now it looks like Holyfield is the one who's tiring out in this 10th round. Of course, he's thrown a lot more punches than George, but then again, George has taken quite a bit of punishment. It's amazing he's got this much stamina.
The crowd booing when the 2 of them take those breathers up against each other. Foreman missing with the left. Remember what happened in the final 10 seconds of the 9th round? Well, we're in the same territory here in round 10. And that's it. And we've reached 11.
Well, Holyfield landed 21 of 25 jabs in that round for 84 percentile of connect percentage.
And now he is deducting 1 point for the low blow. Rudy Battle, he had warned him 3 times and deducted the point there in the 11th.
If the judges have it scored as closely as Cindy thinks they do, that point could be a big, big factor.
Absolutely. If this is a close fight, that low blow point deducted could be the deciding.
There's that counter right hand off of Foreman's right hand. But Holyfield follows right up with that left hook.
But Holyfield's got to win the round to make that point count. A 10-8 would look huge. Not so a 9-9. We've had no knockdowns. 1 point deducted from George Foreman for a low blow here in the 11th round. No cuts and no visible scars on either man.
No, but we have seen George Foreman rocked in 2 or 3 different rounds where we didn't think he was going to get, we didn't think he was going to be able to make it through the round.
And now Holyfield hanging on.
Both of them narrowly missed with right hands.
Obviously, the fatigue factor you would think would affect the older man a lot more, but it's affected both of them, Joe.
The crowd booing. They don't like the fact that the younger man Holyfield's holding on here in this situation. He's grabbing George around the waist.
Those boos are directed at Holyfield.
George is really unable to pull the trigger. He gets close enough. He sees what he wants to do. He just can't pull the trigger on his punches right now.
And Holyfield scores on a combination of 3. Foreman tries to come back, but I don't think those punches have much, Joe.
Now the jabs look decent, but the right hand was real sloppy and real wide.
Little left pushed Holyfield back. Or holding on. I'm not sure Holyfield has taken full advantage of that point he's getting this round. But he still has landed more punches than Foreman has here in the 11th.
He really has been out-hustling George in this round.
That was a strong left from Holyfield. George trying to cover up, and Holyfield landed. And another strong right, and a left from Holyfield. And one to the body from Holyfield. Another strong right from the champion. What's the line about weebles wobble, but they don't fall down?
Well, let me tell you something right now. George Foreman is coming back with his own body shots after taking those dynamite right hands to the head. Unbelievable.
And Foreman said something to it. As you mentioned, Angelo Dundee was all over Rudy Battle between rounds for taking that point away.
And in the other corner, Georgie Benton and Lou Duva says, don't get stupid, don't get careless, box and keep your hands up. Foreman's got to knock him out to win this fight.
So they said Foreman had a puncher's chance. Well, he needs that punch here in the 12th round from our estimation to win this fight. But he certainly had his moments along the way.
Ran into a right hand trying to land that big punch too.
Holyfield basically has to stay away from one big bomb, but he lands a right.
Well, Holyfield's doing what his corner asked him to do, basically, and that's the move. But he shouldn't be punching as much as Lou Duva doesn't want him punching this much, but he sees Foreman as a target, and he's going for it anyway.
And Archie Moore just stood up in George's corner and said, go at him, punch, gave him the fist sign. Archie, of course, was the oldest to fight as a challenger for the heavyweight title. And George has 95 seconds left to try to punch him out and regain that championship, which he lost 17 years ago.
Holyfield stuck to his game plan that Georgie Benton and Lou Duva laid out for him, and he's done it quite well. Boxed and circled, kept George off balance, and stayed away from those big bombs.
If it goes to a decision and if Holyfield wins it to retain the title, I still marvel at what George Foreman was able to accomplish here tonight. Inside of a minute, doesn't look like George can muster that last punch. And Holyfield comes on strong with a combination, and George still takes it.
He's got a minute left. Minute left to prove that he can still pack that punch in and win this heavyweight title, but it looks like a pretty futile effort.
And Holyfield again hanging on. He has been through a battle, and Holyfield doesn't want to let go, and Rudy Battle
could take a point away.
Pushes him away. And after that rest, Holyfield tries to come on. A timeout in the middle of the 12th round staged there by Holyfield with 15 seconds to go in the fight.
That's it. Both hands are free.
The old man has gone the distance, and the crowd at the Atlantic City Convention Center comes to its feet to applaud that.
Eugene Grant scores the bout 116 to 111. Tommy Kazmarek has it 115 to 112. And Jerry Roth scores it 117 to 100 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
But how about that little wink and smile from George Foreman when he realized Holyfield was the winner? Foreman, it's trite to say, but Foreman was a winner in many respects here tonight as well.
All right, so with the introductions, the referee, Richard Steele, calls the two combatants to the center of the ring. There's the tail of the tape. You see the differences there. 6 years in age, 2 pounds in weight, and about 4.5 inches in height, favoring Henry Tillman. Tillman will be dressed, as you see, across the way in the white, and here in the black trunks, solid black, is Michael Tyson, the former heavyweight champion of the world. Most think that Tyson, being the prohibitive favorite, will come out real fast, but Tyson has been a very determined fighter and part of his career, and he does look like he's on the assault early to me. Mike has something that he wants to show here. This is exactly what I expected from him. They said he wasn't aggressive enough against Buster Douglas. He's aggressive right now. He's just powering and pushing Henry Tillman around right now. He wants to go for a knockout early. He wants to punish this guy for what Buster Douglas did to him. He looks like a madman on his face. Mike Tyson is not going to have Henry Tillman around here very long. Although Tillman got a left hand through, didn't bother Tyson at all. Tyson is a determined young man tonight. As he comes back, misses the left hook. He's very aggressive. He's not using that jab that we heard so much about in his training. He kind of flicks it in there a couple of times, and Tillman ties him up. Now, you remember against Bone Crusher Smith that they just tied him up constantly all the time. But Mike Tyson tries to punish Tillman to the body. We're in round one. Just underway here in round one. Bob Sheridan on the Don King Sports and Entertainment Network. And Tyson has come out here to really fight very, very aggressively. Again, we want to welcome all of our audience around the world, especially those on TV3 in Auckland, New Zealand. Chris Myrons and Clint Brown, who are joining most of our telecasts that involve Mike Tyson, the next few anyway, and we're glad that people down under can be with us all over New Zealand and Australia. Welcome to TV3. Wow, with the right hand. The left hook catches Tillman. Midway through round number one, and Tyson isn't finished yet with this guy. Tyson is not fooling around one bit with this guy, not giving him any breathing room at all. Tillman is trying to stay on the move and does the proper thing if you're fighting Mike Tyson, and that's tie him up inside. Now Mike is staying out where his punching has so much power. Watch for his left hook and his uppercut when he gets inside, and Mike will hit you anytime. He'll hit you coming in, he'll hit you on the break, he'll hit you with a looping right hand, he'll hit you with a left hook. He's got Tillman shell-shocked already, and the thing hasn't even really got going. Mike really tees off when he gets inside on him. This is the Mike Tyson that we saw so effective, knocking out 33 of his opponents. Tillman has a look of fear in his eyes as Mike Tyson just goes headhunting. Richard Steele, the third man in the ring, has got his work cut out with Mike Tyson. Oh, the right hand! I doubt if he'll be able to get up from this. He hit him flush on the jaw with the right hand. It's up to 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. It's all over. Tyson, a first round knockout. Tyson moves in for the kill. Here it is. He's got everything going, and he catches him right at the height of his punch on the top of the left temporal bone, which rattled the brain around inside that skull, and down he went. There was no getting up from there. Watch it from a different angle. The right hand. Watch Tyson's right hand. He winds up. Bang! He nails him. It's all over. He crumbles to the canvas like a sack of wheat, stretches out the legs, and he's not getting up. Very, very heavy punch. Watch again. Just watch that right hand. Watch how Mike winds up. Oh, he's got everything going with it. Everything was into that. The whole shoulder, the twisted trunk, the body, and the arm. Watch it again from the top side here now. Watch how he gets his whole body into the punch. He's got everything going. Oh, what a shot. You don't get up from a shot like that. That's not a grazing blow, not a glancing blow. There's the eyes.
2 minutes, 47 seconds of the first round. The winner by a knockout, Iron Mike Tyson.